Wu Zhishang really couldn't be bothered to waste any more time on Zhao Miao Miao. A moment ago, he had genuinely harbored a sliver of hope, but now he realized how foolish he'd been. Even if she didn't like him anymore, considering their past relationship, shouldn't she refrain from speaking to him like this? He had put her on a pedestal, yet she repeatedly hurt him without any bottom line. Zhao Miao Miao's demeanor made his heart ache terribly. Well said. I am a poor bastard, and I can't give you the life you want. So, let's not see each other again. Go find her, Lu Jian. Brother Lin ran. Just then, Lu Rushue and Hua Haney also appeared. Lin Ran thought to himself, what kind of day is it? The scum woman who had disappeared for nearly 20 chapters was back looking for more abuse. Two major scum women and two best friends competing on the same stage? Were they planning to form a group? Brother Lin Ran, I finally found you. I had to ask so many classmates to find you. Please save the Lin family. This sudden turn of events transformed Lin Ran from a mere spectator into the main attraction. Wu Zhishang happily sat down on a stone stump by the entrance and pulled out a handful of sunflower seed from his pocket. Lin Ran let out a breath. You just can't go 3 days without looking for a scolding, can you? You feel uncomfortable otherwise, right? Lu Rushua, Brother Lin Ran, we haven't seen each other in so long. Last time, at the freshman welcome party, you rejected me, but I didn't blame you. It was all my fault for not considering your feelings. Lin Ran quickly cut her off. Stop. Cut the crap. If you're looking for a scolding, say it directly. If you're looking for a beating, make it clear. Lu Rushue's eyes reddened. I know you have money, and I know you're still angry with me. But can we put our personal feelings aside for a moment and talk about the Lin family situation? Uncle is in a very difficult position now. He needs $1 billion to bail out the market, and only you can come up with that kind of money. I'm begging you, please save our family. I'm willing to be your pet from now on and never leave you. Saying this, she lunged forward. Lin Ran executed a pan Zhoudan sidestep, dodging Lu Rushue. Don't move. I'm full. Lu Rushue, definitely don't move. Your left brain is full of water, and your right brain is full of flour. If you don't move, it's fine, but if you do, it'll all turn into paste. This world is so vast, yet none of it is as vast as the sense you're lacking. You're not even worthy of being a pet. You'd be better off finding a stray dog to mate with. Lin Ran's words were quite aggressive, yet you couldn't pinpoint any profanity. Even Lu Jian and Zhao Miao Miao began to quietly watch the unfolding drama. Lu Rushua, Brother Lin Ran, why do you keep saying such harsh things? Do you really not love me anymore? Holy crap, Lin Ran completely lost it. Excuse me, could I ask you for a few layers of your face? I see your face is 3 layers thick inside and out. Losing a few shouldn't matter, right? And you still ask if I love you? Do I look like an idiot to you? Lu Rushue fought back the urge to cry. Even if you're still angry with me, you can't ignore the Lin family. After all, you and Uncle are father. Lin Ran delivered a lightning-fast slap. Don't say it. It disgusts me. Lu Rushue, tears streaked like a pear blossom in the rain. Brother Lin Ran, who disgusts you? Lin Ran said helplessly, I originally had 2 hearts, one good and one evil. But ever since I met you, I'm only left with a kind heart, because I'm disgusted to death by you. Hearing Lin Ran's words, Lu Rushue collapsed to the ground, the tears in her eyes finally uncontrollable. At this moment, a hand supported her. It wasn't Hua Haney, nor was it Lin Ran. It was surprisingly Lu Jian. Everyone, Miss, don't be fooled by this man. He's nothing but a poor bastard. Lu Jian put on a gentlemanly air, but in Lu Rushue's eyes, he appeared sleazy. Lu Rushue looked up at Lu Jian's extended orchid-like fingers and shivered. Let go of me, you sissy. Brother Lin Ran is the boss of 2 companies and donated a library project worth $100 million to our school. He just cashed out over $1 billion from selling shares and dividends. And you call him a poor bastard? Then may I ask, what's your net worth? Although Lu Rushue was also a scum woman, her style was different from Zhao Miao Miao's. Lu Rushue liked money, while Zhao Miao Miao liked emotional value and money. Lu Jian and Zhao Miao Miao were both stunned. Last time Wu Zhishang said Lin Ran was the owner of Su Ran Hotel, they didn't believe it. But if Lin Ran really had over $1 billion in cash, then all their previous mockery made them look like clowns. Lu Jian, this guy is too pretentious. Zhao Miao Miao looked at Lu Jian angrily. You're quite skilled at comforting young ladies. And didn't you just say that everything before was fake? Lu Jian was a vengeful person. What he said before was just nonsense, meant to indiscriminately belittle Lin Ran and Wu Zhishang. He never imagined this current situation. In his panic, he could only frown and say, even if Lin Ran has money, it has nothing to do with Wu Zhishang. Zhao Miao Miao immediately fell silent. she found that Lu Jian didn't seem as pleasing to the eye as before. So, she looked at Wu Zhishang again and said, Zhishang, are you going to get back together with me or not? Wu Zhishang, Brother Lin, what do you think? Lin ran. You feed a dog for 3 days, it remembers you for 3 years. You act like a dog for 3 years, it only remembers you for 3 days. People are worse than dogs. Wu Zhishang stood up from the stone stump, looking much more cheerful. Heard that? Scram. And don't you dare lower your proud head. Zhao Miao Miao was so angry her nose was practically crooked. She grabbed Lu Jian and left. Lin Ran advised Wu Zhishang, see, a man can pretend to be poor, but he can't actually be poor. Keep it up, young man. Wu Zhishang shook his head. Not necessarily. You actually can be poor. Lin Ran was rarely rendered speechless by Wu Zhishang, but what he said was indeed true. He thought about quickly humiliating Lu Rushue and then leaving. Lu Rushue, Brother Lin Ran, don't go. Lu Rushue, honestly, sometimes I really admire you, especially your versatility. Lin Ran had a playful look. Lu Rushue? Wu Zhishang added, her face can be thick when she wants it thick, and thin when she wants it thin. Her expression can be sweet when she wants it sweet, and bitter when she wants it bitter. She can be a scum when she wants to be, and foolish when she wants to be. Lin Ran continued, if I were still the Lin Ran from before, I probably would have been trampled to death by you and the Lin family by now. Lu Rushue, Brother Lin Ran, I really don't love your money. I just love you as a person. Lin Ran, you must be very good at chess. Lu Rushue? Wu Zhishang added, quite adept at making belated moves. Lin Ran looked at Wu Zhishang in surprise, thinking, you understand all this, don't you? Why weren't you so decisive with Zhao Miao Miao then? At this moment, the luxurious Rolls-Royce Lin Ran had called for arrived. He had originally intended to show off in front of Zhao Miao Miao, but it didn't work out. What a pity. Lu Rushue tried to follow, but was directly intercepted by bodyguards. Just as Lu Rushue was yelling and screaming, someone suddenly rushed over from behind and slapped her to the ground. All right, you little thief, you dare to show your face again? This time, I'm going to beat you to my heart's content. Lu Rushue screamed. You lunatic, I'm calling the police to arrest you. Hua Haney watched from the side, dumbfounded. She had remained silent and observed everything from the beginning. Go ahead. If I need to go in, I'll go in and squat for a few days. If I need to pay, my boss will cover it. What can you do to me? As he spoke, he grabbed Lu Rushue's hair and slapped her hard across the face without mercy. He already had a grudge against Lu Rushue. He had almost lost his job last time. Now, naturally, enemies meeting made their eyes blaze with hatred. Lu Rushue couldn't escape even if she wanted to. She could only endure the pain and call the police. Shun Jingbing didn't stop her. Lin Ran smiled, paid them no mind, and got into the Rolls-Royce himself. However, the car didn't start. After all, the show wasn't over yet. Because of this incident, Wu Zhishang lost interest in riding a shared bike and directly got into his own Ferrari parked nearby. This scene happened to be witnessed by Zhao Miao Miao and Lu Jian, who glanced back unintentionally as they turned a corner. Petrified, dazed, shocked, Zhao Miao Miao also came to her senses. Lin Ran was so rich. How could the people around him be ordinary? She quickly took out her phone to call Wu Zhishang, only to hear that the call could not be connected. Wu Zhishang seems pretty good too. In the car, Wu Zhishang lamented, Brother Lin is right. A man can pretend to be poor, but he can't actually be poor. Shen Jingbing's one-sided assault continued. By the time the Uncle Hat's police arrived, Lu Rushue was already bruised and swollen. Lu Rushue and Shun Jingbing were restrained. Lin Ran got out of the car and slowly walked toward the Pagani parked by the roadside. He didn't even glance at Lu Rushue, only giving Shun Jingbing a thumbs up. Shun Jingbing made a kowtowing gesture towards Lin Ran. As soon as he got into the car, the passenger door opened and Hua Haney sat down. Lin Ran's face darkened. Get out. Hua Haney had a coy look. Lin Ran, actually, I've liked you for a long time. I've always wanted to confess, but because you were pursuing Rushue before, that's why I... Lin Ran, oh, then tell me, why do you like me? Because you're handsome, hardworking, and good at studies. These are inherently very rare qualities. Lin Ran, but I remember someone once said, what's the use of being handsome? This world is a money-driven society. Hard work and study can't achieve class mobility, right? Hua Haney looked embarrassed. She didn't remember if she had said such words, but the tone and phrasing were indeed very familiar. Lin Ran, that was all jealousy from unrequited love. That's why I said that. Actually, I've always liked you. I have everything Lu Rushue has. I can do everything she can do, and I can even do things she can't. As she spoke, she shifted her legs to the side, revealing their slender form. If I become your girlfriend, I'll definitely be 1,000 times better than Lu Wuo. Lynn ran. What? You and Lu Wuo aren't sisters anymore. Being sisters was to get close to you. I love you too much. As long as you let me be your girlfriend, I promise I'll do whatever you ask me to do. Hua Haney had a coy look. Lynn ran. Oh, so that's how it is. All right then, I need you to get out now. Hua Haney. Okay. Just as she opened the car door, Lynn ran, kicked her out. The roar of the engine instantly disappeared. Hua Haney looked at the empty street, completely bewildered. Lu Wuo hadn't been taken away yet. Just as she was being escorted into the police car, she happened to witness this scene. Seeing Hua Haney kicked out of the car by Lynn Ran, she was shocked. You. Hua Haney quickly composed herself and said, that bastard Lynn Ran. I went to persuade him to be nicer to you, and he actually kicked me out of the car. Really? Of course it's true. No talking, get in the car quickly. The uncle hat behind them urged, and Lu Wuo could only get into the car first. Lynn Ran quickly arrived at the Luo Corporation. After all, it was just across the road, a simple U-turn away. In the office, Lu Yao was still processing documents. Lynn Ran didn't disturb her, just watched her quietly from the side. Lu Yao's brows were furrowed. It was clear she wasn't in a good mood. She processed documents at an alarmingly fast pace, but said nothing. The entire office was terrifyingly quiet except for the rustle of papers being flipped. Lynn Ran just watched her quietly until Lu Yao stopped what she was doing. Have you had enough of looking? Lynn Ran handed her a glass of water. No, I could look at you for a lifetime and it wouldn't be enough. Lu Yao turned her head, took the water cup Lynn Ran had once given her, and took a small sip. Ran, did you know? Sometimes I really want to lock you by my side, forever. Lynn Ran. It would be my utmost honor. He knew Lu Yao was just saying it. Lu Yao suddenly stood up, grabbed Lynn Ran's neck, her eyes filled with iciness. Lynn Ran felt a bit suffocated and slowly reached out to stroke the back of Lu Yao's head. At this moment, regardless of the reason, reassurance was always the right move. Lu Yao showed a trace of panic, quickly withdrew her hand, and said nervously, Ran, I don't know why either. I'm sorry. Lynn Ran regained the ability to breathe. He didn't find this kind of love suffocating. Instead, he felt a deep ache for her. Lu Yao's current state was all his own doing. He gallantly extended his hand in invitation. My dear wife, your man now wishes to invite you home. Staring blankly at Lynn Ran's outstretched hand, Lynn Ran said, if there's anything, let's talk at home. Lu Yao finally gracefully placed her hand in Lynn Ran's, and they slowly left. It wasn't until they were in the car that Lu Yao suddenly spoke. Ran, what kind of person is Hua Haney? Lynn Ran smiled. Just look at her name, and you'll know what kind of good she is. Then do you like her? Lynn Ran quickly shook his head, only to hear Lu Yao continue. Ran, between me and Lu Wuo, who is more versatile? Lynn Ran was stunned and replied in a puzzled tone. Lu Wuo is fickle, but I like unchanging. Lu Yao wasn't a fool. She naturally understood the meaning behind Lynn Ran's words. Actually, I can be versatile too, for example. Lynn Ran immediately interrupted her. Silly girl, be careful with your words. Lu Yao nodded, and then asked a question that sent a chill down Lynn Ran's spine. Then do you like pets? Lynn Ran jolted, turned his head to look through the rear window at Wang Bao in the car behind them, then shook his head again, feeling that wasn't it. Could Lu Yao have hidden a listening device near him? Or was it that lip reader Lu Yao mentioned before? This was too damn impressive. He finally understood Lu Yao's unusual behavior earlier. For a pathologically possessive wife, overthinking was a fatal flaw. This was a lesson Lynn Ran had learned through a lifetime of experience. Lu Yao still occasionally lacked a sense of security with him. Pets, that depends on what kind of pet. If she's the sweet and innocent type, who could say no? Then do you like a pet like me, who is occasionally not so obedient? Lynn Ran gently pressed a finger to her lips and said softly, Shut up, you beautiful woman. Be careful, or you'll be locked up. Humans and other animals share a common trait. After satisfying their basic needs for food and warmth, they think about sex. The difference is that humans have higher intelligence and know more ways. For example, Lynn Ran never expected to suddenly acquire a pet. A crazy world, crazy people. The meowing of cats outside constantly reminded the people inside to exercise restraint. It wasn't until a ray of morning light shone on the balcony that Lu Yao, sipping coffee, gently felt the coolness of autumn. The breeze lifted her long hair, making her look exceptionally beautiful. Lin Ran opened his eyes to this scene, feeling that happiness was always by his side. Seeing Lin Ran awake, Luo Yao walked over and left a deep kiss. I have to go out. You be good. Lin Ran, whether I'm good or not. Don't you already know? Luo Yao was extremely reluctant to leave. Sometimes she really wanted to stop, to care about nothing but Lin Ran, to stick with Lin Ran every day, to grow old together in harmony. Perhaps there really would be such a day? There definitely would be. Luo Yao tossed Lin Ran a USB drive, which Lin Ran caught accurately. Remember, don't expose yourself to danger. Contact me immediately if anything happens. Lin Ran nodded, looking at the USB drive in his hand. He didn't want to put himself in danger either. Also, that woman Luo Wuo is all seductive charm. You mustn't. Luo Yao, you underestimate yourself too much. Besides you, how could I possibly look at another woman? Lin Ran said with a sincere expression. Luo Yao left, satisfied. She liked the current Lin Ran more and more. If Lin Ran betrayed her at this point, she would absolutely carry out a love massacre immediately. After Luo Yao left, Lin Ran picked up his phone and found that number. Got it. After a while, a message came from the other side. Meet at the old place. Lin Ran naturally knew that Luo Wuo was still at the Panga Hotel because he had already instructed that if Luo Wuo left, he must be notified immediately. When he arrived at the hotel, he still didn't let anyone follow him. After all, the bodyguards were Luo Yao's people. If Luo Wuo discovered Luo Yao's people following him, the trust would be gone instantly. Arriving at room 1801 again, that faint sense of danger washed over him once more. He knocked on the door, and soon someone opened it from the inside. Lin Ran had expected to see the same voluptuous scenes as last time, but unexpectedly, only Luo Wuo was inside. Lin Ran's internal alarm bells rang loudly. He wasn't afraid if there were people inside. He was afraid if there was no one, because he knew Luo Wuo was a pervert. What? Little brother, not coming in? Lin Ran didn't go further than the entrance hall. He directly handed over the USB drive in his hand and said, I won't come in. This contains what you want. Luo Wuo didn't take the USB drive, but instead showed a lazy smile. But now I want you more. What should I do? As she spoke, Luo Wuo began to reveal her tantalizing figure. Lin Ran, do you want this USB drive or not? If not, I'm leaving. Luo Wuo's face immediately turned icy. She took the USB drive expressionlessly, but her hand gently brushed Lin Ran's palm. Lin Ran quickly withdrew his hand. He wouldn't let his lust control him, but he was a little worried. However, in Luo Wuo's eyes, this action was just a young man's nervousness, so she prepared to pounce. She accidentally twisted her ankle and fell right towards Lin Ran. If it were a normal man, he would definitely reach out to support Luo Wuo in this situation, but Lin Ran, of all people, executed a pan-Jodan sidestep and dodged. If I don't go down soon, my bodyguard will call the police and notify Luo Yao. Luo Wuo's face fell a little. She had taken the initiative several times, but Lin Ran hadn't appreciated it. She seemed to have an obsession with the man who could get Luo Yao. She shot Lin Ran a resentful glance, stood up straight again, and made a please gesture. Seeing her make way, Lin Ran left without another word. As soon as the door closed, Luo Wuo's expression turned icy. She picked up her phone and sent a message. 100,000. Capture him for me. Don't let anyone find out. Received. All right, you brat, you're good. Just you wait for me. Lin Ran left the hotel room and let out a long breath. Did he just sense a hint of killing intent? This woman was indeed dangerous. Luo Yao's worry was justified. Wang Bao, as his personal bodyguard, naturally noticed Lin Ran's tension. He also understood that Lin Ran not even bringing him along meant there was something very secretive. Young Master Lin, is there anything I can do? Lin Ran looked at Wang Bao, then at the group of bodyguards hidden in a car not far away, and relaxed slightly. He thought to himself, I'm the protagonist, after all. I won't just get killed off, right? Right now, Lin Ran had nothing to do. School? He didn't need to go, nor did he dare to. Company? Someone was managing it, so he didn't need to worry at all. What if the company lost money? So what if it did? As a kept man, relying on the strength of his gold-digger wife, he didn't need to be afraid, even if he kept starting new businesses. Lin Ran was very clear about his own position. His entrepreneurship was just for fun, to earn a little money to make Luo Yao happy, and also to get revenge on the Lin family. As for when real money was needed, Lin Ran would not hesitate to spend Luo Yao's money. He ate this soft rice, openly and without any psychological burden. He didn't want to be like other kept men, being hypocritical and two-faced like some kind of retard. Of course, there There was another difference between Lin Ran and other kept men. Lin Ran was in true love. What others were, you didn't know. If society viewed men and women in reverse roles, then Lin Ran and Lu Yao would be a very normal married couple. One responsible for earning money and supporting the family, the other responsible for being beautiful. As long as Lin Ran didn't cheat, his chaebol wife would spoil him rotten. Returning to the manor again, Lin Ran continued to make porridge and also prepared a nutritionally balanced meal of 4 dishes, meat and vegetables. Regarding Luo Wuo, Lin Ran didn't want to waste a single moment. Luo Wuo was just a pawn. How could she be as important as feeding his little demon? Even if Luo Wuo died, the loss would be just one life. But if the little demon got hungry, she would be uncomfortable for quite a while. Uncle Fu, seeing Lin Ran tirelessly making lunch for Luo Yao every day, walked over with a gratified look. Young Master Lin is so good to miss. I haven't seen Miss eat so seriously in a long time. Lin Ran, Uncle Fu, you're here. Uncle Fu. Yes, if I don't pop up soon, the readers will almost forget about this old butler. Lin Ran asked with some confusion. Didn't Luo Yao eat seriously before? That's not it. Miss eats quite seriously, but unfortunately, she has anorexia, so she doesn't eat much and is very picky. Lin Ran was stunned. He didn't know Luo Yao had anorexia. That's not right. Every time I see her, she eats a decent amount. Uncle Fu had an ant-like smile. That's because those meals are fed to her by you, young Master Lin. I'm not talking nonsense. Even if you fed her a mouthful of shit. That is, a mouthful of poison. She would eat it without hesitation. Lin Ran fell silent. He realized that even after all this time, his understanding of Luo Yao was still incomplete. So, besides anorexia, does Luo Yao have any other problems? Uncle Fu nodded. Big problems. Her sleep quality isn't good either, though it's much better now than before. In the past, she would often stay in the study alone all night without coming out. Many times I saw the light on inside. I was really worried for her. This situation lasted for many years. Even taking sedatives didn't help much. At that time, to get Miss to sleep, the private doctor even resorted to direct injections of medication. But medication, that stuff definitely harms the body. Fortunately, ever since you and Miss got together, young Master Lin, I've seen Miss's complexion improve a lot. I asked her too, and she said lying next to you is very comfortable and peaceful. She can sleep for more than 5 hours every day. That was unthinkable before. Young Master Lin, do you know? You're more effective than sedatives. Lin Ran was completely stunned. He finally understood why Luo Yao, who clearly went to bed later than him, always woke up earlier than him. Sleeping 5 hours a day? How is that enough? Uncle Fu, that's already very good. In the past, Miss was lucky to get 2 hours of sleep. Of course, these aren't the biggest problems. Miss's biggest problem is you. Me? Yes, you. How should I put it? In short, Miss is a love brain. She will do things that are difficult for ordinary people to understand because of you, and she will also become gentle because of you. This is all because she cares about you too much. Young Master Lin, as long as you can always be by Miss's side, I believe Miss will slowly get better. He ultimately didn't say what crazy things Luo Yao might do. He didn't want to pressure Lin Ran, and even more, he was afraid Lin Ran would run away from Luo Yao. Although Lin Ran had behaved very well recently, who knew if it was an act? Lin Ran took a deep breath. So that's how it is. I understand now. I thought giving her all the love I could was enough, but I didn't expect there to be so many problems. I love her, but I don't understand her enough. It seems Luo Yao does have many problems, but I'll try my best to accept everything about her. For example, her stomach isn't good, so I need to make her stomach-nourishing porridge. Uncle Fu. Miss has a bad stomach? How come I didn't know? As if he suddenly understood something, Uncle Fu showed a smile. Yes, I believe that under young Master Lin's careful nurturing, Miss's stomach ailment will definitely get better. At the same time, he gave his Miss a thumbs up in his heart. Miss faking a stomach problem not only gained Lin Ran's concern, but also made him cook and deliver meals for her every day. This move was truly killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Miss's trick was brilliant. Lin Ran, don't worry, I will not only nurse Luo Yao's stomach ailment back to health, but I will also accompany her for a lifetime and love her with all my heart. Uncle Fu, if there's anything you need, young Master Lin, just give the order. Lin Ran smiled and said, there's indeed one thing I need to tell you. I wonder if you can do it. I want the readers to give me a 5-star review. Can you do that? Uncle Fu wiped his sweat. A bit difficult. Young Master Lin, you know that current readers are quite picky. Some people will just give random reviews without even reading for 30 minutes. Your task will at least have to wait until readers see this chapter. If you can't do it, then don't be a butler anymore. Then I'll try my best. Sigh. They're all difficult masters to serve. Then you take your time. I'll be going now. Lin Ran had already packed all the food and left with the insulated container. Uncle Fu waved and casually sent out a message. Young Master Lin has set off to deliver your loving lunch. Luo Corporation, approaching lunchtime. Everyone in the company was starting to gear up for a food rush. When Lin Ran arrived, it also caused quite a bit of discussion, especially among the assistants, who were already won over by Lin Ran's meticulous care. Recently, as long as President Luo was at work, Lin Ran came almost every day to deliver her lunch, and it looked like it was homemade. In the beginning, although they didn't say it, they somewhat looked down on Lin Ran in their hearts. So young, yet already a kept man. Slowly, they realized they were wrong. From the initial disdain, it gradually turned into envy. What's wrong with having such a considerate little milk dog? At this moment, they all had the motivation to work, just to earn more money and get their future boyfriends woof. Woof woof. Whiff 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 whiff. Young Master Lin, delivering lunch to President Luo again. Lin Ran smiled and nodded. Of course. The food outside isn't clean and doesn't taste good. How can Luo Yao eat that kind of stuff? Assistants. So we don't deserve to eat well. Lin Ran said this intentionally. He knew these words would eventually reach Luo Yao's ears. When Luo Yao heard them, she would be happy. This was called emotional value. As for these workers, he could only say sorry. He found himself becoming more and more shameless. He knocked on the door, walked into the office, and was immediately met with Luo Yao's embrace. Ran, you don't have to work so hard. My stomach is much better. Lin Ran, whether your stomach is good or not, it can't stop me from feeding my wife. Luo Yao's eyes crinkled with happiness. After feeding the little demon, the two rested in the office, directly, until 2 p.m. It was at this time that Lu Ming finally couldn't help but knock on the office door. There was no choice. If she didn't knock, those executives would be frantic. President Luo, the 2 o'clock meeting. You're already going to be late. Luo Yao lazily stretched and grabbed the clothes beside her put on. Ran, I'm going to a meeting. I'll wait here for you to get off work together. Lin Ran had no intention of leaving. Okay. Luo Yao went out with Lu Ming. Lin Ran simply continued to rest here, waiting for Luo Yao to finish work. Whether intentionally or unintentionally, Lin Ran's gaze frequently drifted to the small bottle on the desk. Slowly, his mind began to wander again. Although he didn't want to, this feeling was like someone constantly coveting his toy. He hated this feeling. It seemed that, to Luo Yao, his past self might have felt something similar. Would there come a day when he felt about Luo Yao the way Luo Yao felt about him? Falling in love with Luo Yao. Understanding Luo Yao. Becoming Luo Yao? A bit terrifying. Luo Yao leaned in, her perfume washing over him. After the door opened, he walked into the secret room. Luo Yao wasn't there. This time, Lin Ran examined it more carefully. He wanted to see every photo, every document. Time passed bit by bit, and Lin Ran suddenly felt a sense of relief. No matter what the note in the small bottle outside meant, and no matter if Luo Yao had some white moonlight, unforgettable past love. Just by the fact that he, Lin Ran, occupied this entire secret room, while the small bottle only occupied a few square centimeters. Didn't that prove he was more important? He had been overthinking it a bit before. Speaking of feelings, he himself had once persistently pursued Lu Rushue. Love is inherently unfair. Order doesn't matter. What matters is who ends up by your side. What's that saying? The unloved one is the third party. Sitting at the simple table in the middle of the secret room, Lin Ran picked up a stack of documents on the table and began to read. When he reached the last page of the documents, his entire heart trembled. It was an ordinary photograph. Lin Ran was smiling brightly. If he wasn't mistaken, it was taken when he first met Luo Yao, and the angle was perfect. At that time, Lin Ran still didn't know why Luo Yao was looking for him. He just felt a bit flattered that such a beautiful woman was seeking him out. Who knew Luo Yao's first words would be that she wanted to marry him? Lin Ran just thought Luo Yao was joking, so he smiled a bit shyly and naively. Speaking of that meeting, Lin Ran didn't dislike Luo Yao. On the contrary, he somewhat admired her. So, when he rejected Luo Yao, he was still quite tactful. Such a beautiful woman, whether she genuinely liked him or not, just for her courage to confess, there was no reason to dislike her. It was only later, when he discovered Luo Yao was serious, that Lin Ran slowly began to distance himself. Because this woman was too crazy, with a pathological obsession towards him. Lin Ran was very afraid of this feeling. But the more he fled, the more tightly Luo Yao pursued, and after the collapse, it directly turned into house arrest. The photo before him had nothing outstanding, but the blurred water stains, drop by drop, tugged at Lynn Rand's heartstrings. He knew these were traces left from countless times Luo Yao, unable to attain his love, could only face the photo in sorrow. How much pain was Luo Yao in at that time? He truly deserved to die. Flipping over the photo, he saw written in the blank space on the back, "One day he will love you. My heart hurts so much." He felt somewhat breathless. Lynn Rand finally broke down. His heart had never ached so much, ached for Luo Yao. Love can be sweet, and naturally it can be painful. Lynn Rand admitted it. He had fallen. Even if he were to be shattered into pieces, he would never let Luo Yao suffer even a little bit more. Right now, he just wanted to see Luo Yao as quickly as possible. He immediately ran out, asking the assistant group like a madman, "Luo Yao, where's Luo Yao? I need to see her right now." Sister Wang from the assistant team was startled. Seeing Lynn Rand's reddened eyes, she became entirely nervous. If anything happened to Lynn Rand in the company, President Luo would definitely vent her anger on them. President Luo is in the conference room on the 36th floor. "Hey, young Master Lin, you can't go. President Luo is still in a meeting." Lynn Rand completely ignored her. He just wanted to see Luo Yao right now. He was about to lose his mind. The elevator arrived at the 88th floor. Lynn Rand rushed straight in. Watching the elevator descend rapidly, floor by floor, Lynn Rand felt as if centuries had passed. So this was the lament of love, where seconds felt like years. Finally, after countless eons, the elevator doors opened. Lynn Rand rushed out and bumped right into Luo Yao, who was walking out of the conference room. Aran. Luo Yao saw that Lynn Rand was already soaked with tears and immediately became nervous. Luo Yao's beautiful figure gradually blurred in Lynn Rand's eyes, but Lynn Rand was absolutely certain that the blurred woman before him was his Luo Yao. "Luo Yao, I." He walked over and pulled Luo Yao into his embrace, somewhat choked with sobs. Why are you so foolish? Is loving me really worth it?" Luo Yao was held very, very tightly by Lynn Rand. A beautiful curve formed on her lips. "Because you are our Rand, so you are worth it." Lynn Rand and Luo Yao were standing right at the entrance of the conference room, blocking the executives who were about to come out after the meeting ended. "Luo Yao, I'm sorry, I came too late." Lynn Rand kept repeating incomprehensible words. Luo Yao felt the warmth of Lynn Rand's body, and suddenly thought the colors of this world were so beautiful. When Lynn Rand looked up, he suddenly saw a group of people behind Luo Yao in the doorway, staring at them dumbfounded. It was awkward whether they came out or went back in. Meeting Lynn Rand's gaze, they scratched their ears and cheeks, looking around. Several were looking at the ceiling, discussing in low voices whether to change the ceiling. This time, Lynn Rand didn't feel awkward or ashamed, much calmer than during the last video conference. Although he hadn't confirmed with Luo Yao, he was absolutely certain that, anytime, anywhere, Luo Yao would not refuse a show of affection. Lynn Rand, in front of everyone, fed them a mouthful of dog food, public display of affection, by kissing her face. After the kiss, Luo Yao reached out and hooked her arm around Lynn Rand's neck. "Carry me back." Lynn Rand complied. With a princess carry, Luo Yao's eyes coldly swept over the executives. All the executives, as if they had entered a morgue, were instantly silenced, as if a death button had been pressed, terrifyingly quiet. Only after Lynn Rand disappeared did the commotion resume, but what they discussed was no longer limited to work. "I've always heard young Master Lin is handsome. Today I finally saw him in person. Didn't we see him in the video conference before? How can you see clearly in those fleeting shots in a video? But I heard young Master Lin often comes to the company to bring President Luo lunch. I bumped into young Master Lin once, but I didn't dare to speak to him. I'm a woman, after all. I'm afraid President Luo would kill me." Did you see President Luo's expression just now? She was just like a young woman in love. I always thought President Luo's little milk dog was the passive one. Now it doesn't seem like that, huh? President Luo actually snuggled in someone's arms like a little woman. It completely refreshed my understanding. Young Master Lin is awesome. Young Master Lin, work hard so we can suffer less. Back on the 88th floor, Luo Yao, seeing Lynn Rand reluctant to put her down, felt a bit puzzled. "Aran, what exactly happened to you? Did someone bully you?" Lynn Rand, "Yes." "Who?" "You, Lynn Rand. You bullied me. You seem to have never said you love me." Luo Yao, in Lynn Rand's arms, her eyes filled entirely with Lynn Rand's image. "I love you. Then do you love me?" Lynn Ran looked deeply into her eyes. Luo Yao, I love you. You can come to me for confirmation anytime. This sentence was like a Barrett 50 caliber bullet straight to Luo Yao's heart, completely shattering her. Okay, I will keep confirming. After all, I still have to support you for a lifetime. Lynn Ran really cried his heart out. She seemed to remember every word he had ever said. If you're reading this and still have an urge for an update and given a 5-star review, then the author can only wish you a long life. If you've urged for an update and given a 5-star review, then the author also wishes you a life as poetic and picturesque as a painting, peaceful years, constant smiles, lasting happiness, overflowing wealth, beautiful wives, and fine wine. All things going your way, and all your wishes coming true. Now can you tell me what exactly happened to you? Lynn Ran, I went to your secret room and saw the photo of our first meeting. Luo Yao fell silent. She didn't know what her Ran thought after seeing the photo, but she truly had bad memories associated with it. That memory was as deeply etched as if carved by a knife. Fortunately, Ran belonged to her now. Lynn Ran noticed Luo Yao's mood was a bit off. If you had told me earlier, Luo Yao, forget the past. I already love you to the bone. I can't extricate myself. You have to take responsibility for me. He had wanted to say that if she had told him earlier, they would definitely have been together sooner. But then he suddenly remembered that Luo Yao had already clearly indicated her love, and he had still been like an idiot, fawning over Lu Rushua. So he couldn't say it. Saying it would be like slapping his own face, and might also plunge Luo Yao into even sadder emotions. Okay, I'll take responsibility for you. For a lifetime, Luo Yao promised. Looking at Luo Yao's lovely appearance, Lynn Ran didn't want her to suffer even a little bit emotionally in the future, not even a tiny bit. Luo Yao, many misunderstandings in novels arise from not speaking clearly. I hope we can always be like this, without those unnecessary misunderstandings. I don't like to hurt people. Luo Yao, it's a deal. You belong only to me. I won't hide anything of mine from you. Lynn Ran nodded. He didn't want to ask about the small bottle anymore. Let bygones be bygones. The future was what mattered most. If he lived in the past, he, Lynn Ran, will be the one who deserved to die the most. Let's go home. Luo Yao hung onto Lynn Ran, and Lynn Ran carried Luo Yao out of the company building so openly, stunning a crowd of passersby. If not for company regulations, their photos might have already been flying all over the internal group chats. After dinner, Lynn Ran asked Luo Yao to go back to her room to rest first, while he himself found Uncle Fu. Did you take care of the things I assigned you yesterday? Uncle Fu. Yesterday, many readers left comments, saying your updates are too slow. Some even said they don't dare to continue reading, afraid you'll plant a knife, tragic plot twist, or discontinue the story, but they still kindly left 5-star reviews. Lynn Ran, my updates are slow. 3 chapters a day without fail, updated punctually at midnight every day without missing a minute. You tell them, read with confidence, absolutely no knives. As for updates, if one day I stop updating, may my whole family die, okay? Uncle Fu readily nodded, okay. Also, many people say your titles are too willful. What if they can't find the content they've read? Lynn Ran looked at him with an expression of hating iron for not becoming steel. Click on the table of contents, then click on search full text in the upper right corner, enter the keywords they want to find, and they'll find it. Why are these handsome guys and beautiful ladies so unreassuring for me? Uncle Fu. Okay, I'll definitely convey it. Understand. Lynn Ran. Uncle Fu. Remember, those lovely readers are also the people I love most. You must bless them to make a fortune. Rest assured, young Master Lin. By the way, I saw Miss smile several times today, which is unprecedented. What kind of magic do you have? It's been a long time since I saw Miss so happy. Lynn Ran, you don't need to worry about that. Prepare some potent tonic soup for me, a lot of it. My back has been a bit weak lately. Okay, a night without incident, except for the meowing of black cats. The rest was happy music. The next day at noon, on Lynn Ran's way back after delivering lunch, something happened. As soon as he got into the car, a sense of crisis washed over him. Lynn Ran knew something was definitely waiting for him. Just as he was about to start the car, a cold glint suddenly appeared from behind. Don't move. Drive. Lynn Ran. Brothers, you guys are pretty awesome. You two managed to hide in that little space back there. I admire you. What level have you reached in your bone-shrinking kung fu? I'll pay, you teach me. Cut the crap. Drive. One of the masked bandits urged Lynn Ran impatiently. Lynn Ran, helpless, could only start the car, simultaneously trying to figure out who the other party was. Luo Wuo was a strong possibility. Lin Tianba or Lin Jian were also quite possible. Even Lu Wuo could be the mastermind. Don't look at her as a woman. In his previous life, when she harmed him, she was absolutely unscrupulous, ruthless, and cruel. The expression on her face when she pushed him off the rooftop, Lynn would never forget it for the rest of his life. Triumphant, mocking, happy, relieved. In this life, Lynn had ground Lu Wuo's dignity into the dirt. It was normal for Lu Wuo to hold a grudge and retaliate. As Lyn's car gradually drove out of the city, the bodyguard team following behind had long since realized something was wrong. Wang Bao sent messages to Lynn, but Lynn didn't reply. He called, but Lynn didn't answer. After realizing the problem, Wang Bao directly contacted Lu Yao, his heart filled with worry. If young Master Lin got into trouble, he would truly be finished. Lynn, held at knife point, drove faster and faster until they reached an alley. Turn in. Lynn thought this was the destination. He could only turn in first, thinking of finding some obstacle to crash into and then seize an opportunity to escape. Who knew that as soon as he turned into the alley, one of the kidnappers directly told him to brake. Lynn braked urgently, looking at the two kidnappers in the rearview mirror with confusion. One of the kidnappers got out directly and opened the driver's door. You go over there. Under the threat of the dagger, Lynn helplessly switched places in the car. There was no choice. He didn't want to gamble with his life yet. That kidnapper got into the driver's seat, restarted the car, executed a reverse drift out of the alley, and then proceeded to weave through the alleys. It had to be said, the kidnapper was indeed familiar with the terrain here. A few turns, and they shook off the pursuing bodyguard team. Lynn sighed. He still had to rely on himself for rescue. The other kidnapper wasn't idle either. One hand threatened Lynn, while the other began to search him, patting him down thoroughly. His phone was directly thrown out of the car. My trifold phone. Holy crap, you can kidnap me, but why throw away my phone? That was a gift from my wife. The kidnapper revealed a sinister smile. You're about to die, and you're still thinking about your phone. Lynn, damn it, I haven't deleted my browser history. Are you trying to kill me, socially? The kidnapper, searching him, paused, then scratched his head in embarrassment. That's indeed quite socially awkward. Sorry, brother. Wasn't I just afraid you had a tracking device on you? Lynn took a deep breath. Forget it. It's not easy for you either, taking money for a job. But I want to know, how much money did you get? I can give you double. 10. Shut up, you idiot. The kidnapper in the driver's seat finally couldn't take it anymore and quickly stopped him. Young Master Lin, I know you're very smart, but we have professional ethics. We wouldn't do such a thing. Lynn 100,000? I'm really not worth that little. If you let me go, I'll give you 100 million. How about that? Puffed. The driver kidnapper almost lost control and hit the greenbelt. The price Lynn offered nearly shattered his psychological defenses. Young Master Lin stopped struggling. It's useless. Although we like money, we cherish our lives more. Lynn knew that people who couldn't be moved by 100 million wouldn't be moved by 200 million either. 1 billion. Driver kidnapper. Holy crap. Idiot. Quickly gag him. I'm afraid I'll choose money over my life. All right, Lynn. No, don't do this. Can't I just stop raising the price? No, you talk too much. The kidnapper was determined. Lynn MMPH. Idiot kidnapper. He seems to be cursing us. Driver kidnapper. Pretty foul. Soon, the car arrived at an abandoned factory in the suburbs. Lynn was taken out of the car. Pushed by the kidnapper step by step into the factory warehouse, it was somewhat dark and damp, clearly abandoned for a long time. Once his eyes adjusted to the darkness, Lynn began to survey his surroundings. In the gloom, there seemed to be a woman standing there. Little handsome, I told you, sooner or later you'd be mine. How about it? Happy. Hearing this voice, Lynn thought as expected. Of those who could do such a thing, Luo Wuo was the most likely. If he hadn't gotten together with Luo Yao, then Luo Yao would have been the most likely to do this. Now that he was with Luo Yao, Luo Wuo had taken over. Lynn was now somewhat suspicious of the Luo family's genes. Were they all born with some kind of perverted sacred physique? Every single one of them was so crazy. Why did you kidnap me? Didn't I already give you what you wanted? Luo Wuo. Yes, I looked at it. It was indeed what I wanted, and there were no problems. I'm very happy, but I also said I must have you. Why? Because you are the man Luo Yao likes. Lynn simply sat down on the ground and spread his hands. It was false to say he wasn't nervous now, but he wasn't overly worried either. He knew Luo Yao would definitely send someone to rescue him. Although the kidnappers had searched him, how could ordinary people possibly think that the tracking device was inside his body? His wife was truly prescient, knowing he might be kidnapped, so she had a tracking device installed in advance. Impressive. You kidnapped me just to get me? There's no need for that, right? You could have waited until after you helped me leave Lu Yao to kidnap me. Now that you've kidnapped me, aren't you afraid Lu Yao will find out? Luo Wuo looked excited, but I can't wait any longer. Kidnapping you today was planned long ago. That dead girl Luo Yao could never find out I did it because I should still be at the Panga Hotel right now. Let me tell you, the behind-the-scenes boss of Panga Hotel is Luo Yao. I deliberately slipped out from under her surveillance. She couldn't possibly find out I'm no longer at the hotel. But what surprises me is that she clearly knew you met me, yet she still had no defenses against you, allowing you to obtain the company data. This shows how much Luo Yao trusts you. I'm truly astonished. She loves you so much. I must have you. And then, after I bring her down, I'll send her the video of me having you. She will definitely collapse then, haha. Lynn Ran imagined it. If that were really the case, Luo Yao would definitely collapse. Fortunately, he had never truly cooperated with Luo Wuo from beginning to end, and no problems were found with Luo Yao's USB drive. However, this woman was indeed not simple. Daring to play these little tricks right under Luo Yao's nose, he had already thought highly of Luo Wuo before, but now he realized he had still underestimated her. He didn't know how Luo Wuo managed to slip out past so many eyes in the hotel, but that didn't matter anymore. Fortunately, she didn't know the Panga Hotel was already his. Otherwise, something would have definitely gone wrong. What close call? Stop dreaming. I'm just Luo Yao's toy. When she's happy, she naturally pampers me. But if I become a threat to her, she can also abandon me without hesitation. Luo Wuo nodded. I agree with that point. But little brother, none of this is important. What's important is that I can truly possess you. Using you to anger that dead girl is also good. Saying this, Luo Wuo walked towards Lynn Ran step by step. Directly pried open Lynn Ran's mouth, and a small blue pill was sent in. Lynn Ran's eyes widened. What did you give me? Luo Wuo, Inyong powder. You motherf. Are you seriously sick in the head? Luo Wuo chuckled. Hee. Little brother, don't blame me. Who told you not to cooperate? FTK% Hauta, Yen. As the saying goes, to catch bandits, first catch the king. To curse someone, first curse their mother. Lynn Ran, taking Luo Wuo's mother as the center, her relatives and organs as the radius, and her ancestors as the target, launched a full frontal verbal assault. Luo Wuo, however, showed no aversion, instead chuckling. Little brother, you're so interesting. Huh? Keep cursing, curse a little harder. Lynn Ran was tired from cursing and swallowed. Give me some water. What? Tired of cursing? Curse a little longer. I haven't heard enough yet. Damn, this woman was indeed a pervert, actively seeking to be cursed. So, Lynn Ran launched a second wave of attack. This time, he centered on Luo Wuo's appearance, with her figure as the radius, and her personality and emotions as the target. Luo Wuo finally broke her defense. Just as expected, even the most formidable people have sore spots they don't want touched. It seemed Luo Wuo's sore spot was her looks, figure, or perhaps her emotions. In reality, Luo Wuo was enraged because Lynn Ran had said, a perverted woman like you will never receive anyone's love. Yes, she, Luo Wuo, had been a tool since childhood. She had finally earned respect and could have her own life, but not long after, Luo Yao appeared. The path she had walked for so many years, Luo Yao completed in just over a decade, and was even more outstanding than her. If she remembered correctly, Luo Yao was only 18 when she returned. And what was she doing at 18? She was forced to kill the man she loved most. Pathetic, laughable, detestable. Why did Luo Yao get everything, while she lost the right to love and be loved? You shut up. You're talking nonsense. No one in this world deserves my love. Lynn Ran was stunned. He hadn't expected Luo Wuo's anger to be because of love. Did someone like her also have a story? Ha! Hee. What? The person you love betrayed you? Or did you betray the person you love? Luo Wuo was thoroughly enraged. I'm going to tear your mouth apart. No, I'm going to play you to death and then tear your mouth apart. I'll also kill your family after you die. Lynn Ran? You're such a good thing. Actually, if you kill my family, I would be very pained. Wouldn't letting me live to endure this pain be a better punishment? Luo Wuo gritted her teeth and said, You talk too much. Then she ordered the kidnappers who had brought Lynn Ran, strip him, and send him to the storage room upstairs. The kidnappers nodded. Lynn Ran immediately panicked. Hey, we were talking nicely. why did you suddenly go crazy? I haven't finished speaking yet. Watching the kidnappers approach, Lin Ran had already prepared for battle. Although he knew he might not be a match for the kidnappers, he had to try. But even if the kidnappers were ordinary and he managed to deal with them, what about Luo Wuo? One could tell with their toes that this woman was not simple. He was most likely going to fall here. Luo Yao. Oh, Luo Yao, if you don't come soon, your husband is going to be done for. Bang! Just then, the warehouse door was broken open with immense force. The entire warehouse filled with dust. Luo Wuo immediately grabbed Lin Ran, a cold glint appearing in her hand. Lin Ran's heart turned cold. Luo Wuo's actions were so similar to the Luo Yao of the past. It was as if they were carved from the same mold. Even the weapons they used were similar. As the dust settled, a row of car headlights illuminated a group of people. The figure in the very center was an exquisite woman in a black tight-fitting suit, her hair tied up in a bun, holding a submachine gun, a dagger gleaming at her waist. The valiant and heroic Luo Yao thus appeared in the center of the scene. Luo Wuo, are you looking for death? Luo Yao had her bottom line. She could tolerate anything, but Lin Ran was her bottom line. Anyone who touched him would die. Luo Wuo's eyes widened. Luo Yao, how could you possibly find this place? The two kidnappers beside Luo Wuo were also shocked. They had confirmed no one was following them before coming here, and this place was very secluded, not covered by traffic cameras. How did Luo Yao find it? Luo Wuo held Lin Ran with one hand, a dagger poised with the other, her eyes signaling the two kidnappers, but her heart was extremely tense. She understood Luo Yao. This niece of hers was not someone ordinary people could deal with. Even she herself had no confidence. Just as the two kidnappers were about to make a move, bang, bang, two gunshots, accurate and unerring. Luo Yao, you dare to kill people? Luo Wuo was incredulous, but she quickly came to terms with it. What wouldn't Luo Yao dare to do? She hadn't even spared her own family. Luo Yao put away her gun. What era is this? Still playing with fists and kicks. You even dared to kidnap. What wouldn't I dare to do? If I killed them, it would be self-defense. Do you want me to show you my gun license? As the head of the top chable, Luo Yao's status naturally granted her some official privileges, such as carrying weapons. Lin Ran was mesmerized by Luo Yao's appearance. No matter when, his wife always made his heart flutter. To reiterate, husband is a feeling. Luo Wuo's cold sweat dripped from her forehead. All her previous excitement was gone, replaced by fear. Don't come over, or I'll kill your little man. Lin Ran felt uncomfortable hearing this. Man is man. Why add little? Aren't you misattributing a bit? Luo Wuo was now somewhat suspicious if this Lin Ran was a chatterbox. Why did he keep babbling on, making people want to curse his mother? She was also professionally trained. Even against the strongest opponent, she had room to maneuver. But Lin Ran wasn't some physical master. He used magic attacks. This was precisely Luo Wuo's defensive blind spot. Luo Wuo, shut up. Can misattributing even be used in this context? Huh. Lin Ran, what time is it now? And you're still fussing over word choice. Let me go quickly. Maybe you can still keep your life. Besides, we're not really enemies, right? Your enemy is Luo Yao. Luo Wuo suddenly shuddered. She carefully mulled over Lin Ran's words and felt there was some truth to them. Hearing Lin Ran's meaning, he wouldn't expose the matter of the USB drive, so everything was still manageable. Luo Yao knew she hated her. Capturing her man was just revenge, with no other purpose. If she let Lin Ran go, perhaps there was still a chance. As long as she could breathe, it was at least better than not breathing. When the time was right, she, Luo Wuo, could make a comeback. There was no need to waste her life here. After thinking it through, Luo Wuo regained her composure and spoke calmly. Dear niece, do you want your man dead or alive? Luo Yao alive is best. If he dies, I will kill you for revenge. And then go accompany Aran. She didn't say the last part. At this moment, Luo Wuo suddenly realized that Lin Ran might not really pose a threat to Luo Yao. Trying to control Luo Yao using Lin Ran was a bit of a fantasy. Yes, she was inherently heartless, so how could there be a threat? All right, then I'll let him go, and you let me leave? Okay, I don't trust you. Prepare a helicopter for me. Okay. Luo Yao sent a message. After a while, Uncle Fu arrived flying a helicopter that landed outside. The helicopter is ready. You can scram. If you appear before me again, you won't be human anymore. Luo Yao stared intently at the dagger in Luo Wuo's hand. She didn't dare to be careless, because it involved Lin Ran's safety. Luo Wuo held Lin Ran hostage and carefully walked out. When they reached the helicopter door, she looked at the helicopter and fell silent for a moment. Good niece, it's really good to have money. A helicopter comes just like that, huh? With the Luo Corporation in your hands, it's truly. Scram. I don't want to hear your meaningless talk. Luo Yao interrupted Luo Wuo. She just wanted to rescue Lynn Ran now. Luo Wuo pushed Lynn Ran away, got on the helicopter, and took off without a word. Luo Yao didn't make a move throughout the entire process. Lynn Ran shook his head, tossed aside those weird thoughts, turned around, and knocked on the bookshelf 3 times. This woman knew quite a lot. Had enough of looking, Luo Yao came to Lynn Ran's side and carefully checked if he was injured. Did she really go up into the sky? Lynn Ran asked. Don't worry, the plane has been tampered with. She won't live. Lynn Ran's pupils quaked. No wonder you let her go so easily. Letting her go wasn't because I wanted her to go, but because I was worried you'd have an accident. Ran, remember, nothing is more important than your safety. Lynn Ran was moved. No matter when, Luo Yao always put him first. This was a love that belonged exclusively to him. Sigh, just letting her go like that. Luo Yao, feeling sorry for her? Lynn Ran quickly shook his head and said, how could I? It's just that the USB drive is still with her. All my previous efforts are wasted. The USB drive is real. What? You gave me the real data? Lynn Ran was incredulous. It's okay. Sometimes, the real thing is better than a fake. But she won't be able to use it because she'll disappear along with the USB drive. Luo Yao's eyes were icy. A sense of relief after a narrow escape washed over her. Ran, I won't allow you to do such dangerous things again. Don't think I'm joking. Lynn Ran felt a wave of heat throughout his body, and his gaze began to change. Lynn Ran looked at Luo Yao's full gear and swallowed hard. This was the first time he had seen these things in real life. Wife, let's go inside first. Lynn Ran felt his body starting to change, the sensation of heat growing more and more pronounced. Looking at Luo Yao's valiant and heroic appearance, he swept her up into his arms. Luo Yao's expression changed slightly. Then she understood why Lynn Ran was doing this. The drug was taking effect. Luo Wuo, before dying, had done one good thing. She deserved a thumbs up. The warehouse doors slowly closed. Uncle Fu waited with the bodyguards. Gradually, night fell. It wasn't until the early morning of the next day that the warehouse doors slowly opened again, and 2 people walked out. The people outside were already yawning heavily, but today was the weekend, so they no longer needed to provide close protection for Lynn Ran. Everyone went back to rest. Lynn Ran once again magnanimously spared Wang Bao, and Wang Bao was naturally grateful. However, sparing was one thing, punishment was still necessary. Wang Bao was fined a year's bonus, for which Wang Bao had no complaints. Returning to the manor, Lynn Ran immediately drank a tonic soup, then lay on the familiar large bed, lamenting that the drug's effects were a bit too strong. Even Luo Yao was overcome with drowsiness, wanting to rest more than ever before. This was more tiring than her time in that dark, cold-blooded, violent place. While Lynn Ran and Luo Yao were sleeping in each other's arms, earth-shattering changes occurred in the Lynn family. The Lynn family was now living in a warehouse cleared out by the company. Although it had undergone simple renovations, it was, after all, once a storage room. Not only was it dark and damp, but it also didn't get much sunlight, and the area was only a small 10-plus square meters. Lin Tianba, though the company boss, had no right to privately use the company's public funds, and the company's shareholders would not allow such a thing to happen. Furthermore, Lin Yuan Shengjing had now become a garbage dump, and the entire Su Ran group was plunged into a potential crisis, only not yet apparent, because there was still money in the account. Those who had bought houses began to protest and demonstrate, holding signs and causing trouble at the company. Concerned citizens also overwhelmed the 1-2-3-4-5 hotline. People from higher up came down and directly ordered the Su Ran group to resolve the matter within a month. Otherwise, it would be sent to public prosecution. If it reached that point, the Su Ran group's accounts would definitely be frozen again. The loan repayment date was fast approaching, and Lin Tianba was so anxious that blisters had formed on his lips. Most importantly, he still owed Brother Dao money. Repaying the bank's money could be delayed. The worst outcome would be an auction to repay the loan. But he didn't dare to delay repaying Brother Dao's money. Lin Jian and Lu Yao were also extremely worried. Husband, what do we do now? Lin Tianba. There's no other way. We can only find a way to repay Brother Dao's money first. Lu Yao said anxiously, Brother Dao is just a private lender. It doesn't matter if we repay him or not. At most, it'll be a lawsuit. But if we don't repay the bank's money, I'm afraid it will affect the entire company. Lin Tianba looked at Lu Yao as if she were an idiot. How come I never noticed you were so naive before? Not repaying Brother Dao's money is the real big deal. They could drag you off to teach foreign languages, and that would be getting off lightly. Lu Yao shivered. Then what do we do? I don't want to go teach foreign languages. Lin Tianba. I'll find a way to withdraw some funds from the company to pay Brother Dao first. Don't worry. Lu Yao relaxed slightly, but an even greater sense of worry washed over her. But husband, even if we repay Brother Dao's money, what about after that? Didn't you say a starving camel is still bigger than a horse? Lin Tianba was already annoyed. Many things were hard to explain to women, and with Lu Yao nagging endlessly, he also became somewhat angry. What to do? What to do? All you do is ask what to do. If I had a solution, I wouldn't be hiding here, afraid to go out and see people. Lin Tianba was now hiding not only from the frantic homeowners, but also from the company's shareholders. At this moment, Lin Jian weakly spoke up. Perhaps Sister Rushua might have good news. Brother likes her so much, he will definitely take out money to help us. He is a Lin family member, after all. Yes, let little Ran give us money. I'm his mother. I'll go talk to him. Lin Tianba frowned. But you had a very stiff confrontation with him last time. Lu Yao, blood is thicker than water. Besides, I didn't do anything to him. Lin Tianba didn't discourage Lu Yao. He was thinking that if it weren't for Luo Yao, Lin Ran would definitely have been dragged back by him last time. Luo Yao? Right. Luo Yao must have kept Lin Ran. For a company the size of Su Ran Group, if Luo Yao just lifted a finger, let alone solving the current crisis, even taking Su Ran Group further wouldn't be impossible. Lin Ran was his son. You, Luo Yao, are keeping my son and contributing nothing? That's a bit much, isn't it? But Lin Tianba didn't dare to go directly to Luo Yao. He still knew Luo Yao's personality. If Luo Yao got angry, 10 Su Ran groups would vanish in an instant. This matter had to be approached slowly to find a breakthrough. And the so-called breakthrough was still Lin Ran. Ultimately, the key to resolving the crisis now rested entirely on Lin Ran. Whether Lin Ran himself provided the money or got Luo Yao to provide it, the crisis could be resolved. Damn it, did he really have to go beg that rebellious son? How was that child Rushua doing with the matter? Lin Jian, I'll call and ask. Then Lin Jian dialed Lu Rushua's number. After a few simple words, Lin Jian's frown deepened. Sister Rushua said Lin Ran is still angry with her and refuses to see her. Lin Tianba, ask Rushua where Lin Ran usually appears. I'll go personally. He saw that relying on others was not dependable. He, the father, had to step in. This time, as long as Lin Ran was willing to kneel and apologize, Lin Tianba planned to reluctantly let Lin Ran be his son again. After Lin Jian hung up the phone, he said, Sister Rushua said she'll come find you, and then you'll go find brother together. Lin Tianba pondered slightly and said, good. Going together is fine too. Soon, Lu Rushua arrived. She knew the Lin family wasn't living well now, but seeing the actual environment still shocked her. What was the difference between this and a pigsty? It wasn't Lu Rushua's fault for being disgusted. Without maid to clean, the Lin family just ate and slept and ate. No one was willing to tidy up the place. Previously, the company's cleaners and employees helped clean up, but now with the company in crisis and salaries uncertain, no one came to do free volunteer work. Because Lu Rushua hadn't gotten anything from Lin Ran, Lin Jian also looked at her somewhat unfavorably, though he didn't show it. Let's go. Lin Tianba saw Lu Rushua's disgust. He didn't say anything, but he felt very resentful. Lu Rushua used to love staying at the Lin family home. Now that the big house was gone, his niece was also disgusted. People, indeed, cannot be without money. Without money, let alone love, even relatives will gradually disappear. Soon, Lu Rushua brought the Lin family to Lin Ran's real estate company. Finding no one there, they went to the media company, but still didn't see Lin Ran. They did, however, see Wu Zhishang. Wu Zhishang thoroughly detested the Lin family, and even more so Lu Rushua. Seeing Lu Rushua now made him feel more disgusted than seeing Zhao Miao. I don't know where Brother Lin is. He doesn't show up for 10 days to half a month. If you want to wait, then wait. But I warn you, don't cause trouble, or the security at Manwanyao Media is not just for show. Saying this, he had the security guards take these people to the lounge. Lin Tianba was so angry his nose was practically crooked. A little pipsqueak. Daring to speak to him like that? I am your boss's father. How dare you treat me like this? When I see Lin Ran, I'll have him fire you. Wu Zhishang shrugged. Whatever. If Brother Lin fires me because of you, I'll leave without hesitation. But unfortunately, you all are nothing in Brother Lin's eyes. Father? It's more like Brother Lin is your father. Lin Tianba almost died of anger. Just as he was about to flare up, Lu Yao stopped him. Now is not the time to dwell on these things. Classmate little Wu, could you help me contact my son? Just say his father, mother, and younger brother are here to see him. Wu Zhishang felt nauseous. He rolled his eyes and ignored the family, but he still sent Lin Ran a message informing him of the situation. Unfortunately, Lin Ran didn't see it all. He was still journeying through Wonderland in his dreams. It wasn't until the afternoon that Lin Ran slowly woke up and saw the message. A bright smile appeared on his lips. Ran, you're smiling a bit cunningly. Is something up? Lin Ran kissed Lu Yao and said, Yes, I'm going out to do something fun. Do you want to come with me? Halfway through, Lin Ran suddenly changed his tone. Maybe you shouldn't come with me. I'm afraid they'll disgust you. Lu Yao, the Lin family? Lin Ran nodded. Lu Yao, I'll go with you. Lin Ran thought for a moment and agreed. The real drama was about to begin. After a long wait, just as Lin Tianba was about to lose his patience, Lin Ran appeared. He was followed by several bodyguards, Wang Bao being the second closest to Lin Ran. Lu Yao held Lin Ran's arm tightly. When Wu Zhishang saw Lin Ran arrive, he quickly walked out of his office. All staff, now immediately put down your work. This afternoon is a holiday. The employees were all bewildered but complied. Within a minute, the entire floor, whether it was streamers, short video bloggers, post-production staff, or even the cleaning lady, had all disappeared completely. Only Zhang Xiaolong and his sister Zhang Xiaowan remained in the entire company. Zhang Xiaolong's live stream room was quite popular now, so Wu Zhishang didn't ask him to stop working. Zhang Xiaowan was there because it was the weekend, so she accompanied Zhang Xiaolong. The media company had no weekends. Fortunately, Zhang Xiaolong's live stream room was special, with excellent soundproofing, so it didn't interfere. Lu Yao looked at Wu Zhishang with some surprise. This kid was quite perceptive. Brother Lin, sister-in-law, hello. Wu Zhishang greeted politely. Lu Yao said expressionlessly, reward. Holy crap. Wu Zhishang thought, this is damn ridiculous. Uncle Fu stepped forward and handed Wu Zhishang a check, saying, do you know the rules? Wu Zhishang nodded. I understand. I'm a skilled worker. He was overjoyed. All his hard work was not as good as a single sister-in-law hello. Indeed, choice is greater than effort. Lin Ran also found it somewhat amusing. Seeing Lu Wuo expertly fly the helicopter and take off, Lin Ran just stared, dumbstruck. Wu Zhishang's eyes, Brother Lin, they're shameless. I cursed them just now. Lin Ran's eyes, well done. What did you curse? Wu Zhishang's eyes, I said they're nothing in your eyes, and I also said your father's father. Lin Ran's eyes, is that all your attack power? Next time, curse their mothers directly. Wu Zhishang's eyes, OJBK, okay. Walking into the lounge, Lin Ran launched a critical hit. Well, old bastard, come looking for your living daddy. Lin Tianba. You little brat. What did you say? Are you itching for a beating? Seeing me, don't you have the urge to kneel, apologize, and beg for my forgiveness? Lin Tianba was furious. Lu Yao also had a look of hating iron for not becoming steel. Lin Jian, however, was secretly looking at Lu Yao, revealing a shy demeanor and starting to preen. When Lu Rushua saw Lu Yao, her whole body went cold. Every time she saw Lu Yao, she got slapped. She was almost traumatized. Last time at the freshman welcome party, she had intended to feign fainting, but unexpectedly, Lu Yao slapped her unconscious for real. Afterwards, the school said nothing about the incident. When she went to the school, she was even warned. It was simply outrageous. Facing Lin Tianba's arrogant remarks, Lin Ran narrowed his eyes. Restrain him from me. The bodyguards went into action without a word. The dead memories resurfaced, attacking Lin Tianba. Rebellious son, what are you doing? You, let go of me. Lin Ran, kneel. What did you say? You rebellious son. You dare to treat your old man like this. Lin Tianba's eyes widened. Lin Ran directly kicked him and grabbed Lin Tianba's hair, pulling him in front of himself. Old geezer, haven't I told you before? When we meet, don't say you're the father, and every time we meet, you must kneel and kowtow to me, or else I'll whip your ass. You're treating my words as if they're just wind in your ears, aren't you? Saying this, Lin Ran pulled out his Seven Wolves belt and whipped it at Lin Tianba. Holy crap, you rebellious son, you dare to hit me? Lin Ran showed no mercy. Damn it, he was hitting this idiot. Scream. The more you scream, the more excited I get. My new book is on the charts, and I have all this pin-up excitement with nowhere to release it. Your screams are like sounds of congratulations to me. Lynn ran, thus overturned the natural order. No one in the room dared to stop him, including Lin Jian and his mother. They couldn't imagine that Lin Ran was now so crazy, daring to do anything. Stop hitting, Lin Ran, while whipping, said, "Where's your backbone? If you have guts, don't scream. Daddy was wrong. Spare Daddy." Lin Ran, "Where were you wrong?" "I was wrong to come looking for you." Lin Ran, "Wrong? Say it again." Lin Tianba struggled, but the bodyguards were too strong. He couldn't break free at all. In the end, he could only compromise. "Dad, I was wrong, Dad. Spare me." Lin Tianba shed crocodile tears, filled with resentment. Lin Ran was also a bit tired. He satisfactorily put away his 7 wolves belt. "That's right. Speak. What do you want from your living daddy?" The bodyguards did not release Lin Tianba because Lin Ran hadn't given the order. Lu Yao also witnessed Lin Ran's attitude towards Lin Tianba and was very satisfied with Lin Ran's actions. Her man absolutely could not be bullied by anyone, not even his own father. Lin Tianba said, trembling, "Su Ran group is in crisis. You take out money to save the group." Lin Ran, "Your Su Ran group is in crisis. What does that have to do with me?" Lin Ran. Lin Tianba, rebellious. "Dad, no matter what, the Saran group is the business your mother left behind. Can you bear to watch it decline?" Lin Ran, "You're fit to mention my mom? Where do you get the nerve? If my mom's spirit in heaven saw how you treated me before, do you think she wouldn't grind your bones to dust?" Lin Tianba, "I've raised you for so many years. Don't you have any regard for our father-son relationship?" Lin Ran once again pulled out a 7-wolf cigarette. Dad, I won't say it. We're not father and son." Lin Ran's face was terrifyingly cold as he stared at Lin Tianba, saying, "Do you know why the Saran group is called Saran group and not Sulin group? Because Su is my mom's surname and Ran is my name. From the very beginning, the Saran group was what my mother left for me. Now, the group is heading towards destruction in your hands. Shouldn't you atone for it with your death?" Lin Tianba said with some helplessness, "You can't blame me for this. It's all your fault. I mean, it's that school district's fault. It was suddenly rezoned as a city garbage transfer station. Tell me, a perfectly good school district property suddenly becomes a garbage dump. What could I do? Dad, don't you have money? You've hit and scolded today. Just save the Saran group." Lin Ran, "I can't be bothered to waste words on you. I came here today just to give you a beating. As for them." Lin Ran's gaze coldly swept over Lin Jian and his mother, as well as Lu Ruskshu. Lin Jian, "Brother, Dad is really struggling. Just kneel down, apologize to him, and help the Lin family." Lu Ruskshu trembled, not daring to speak, her eyes occasionally darting towards Lu Yao. If she had known Lu Yao would also appear, she wouldn't have come here today for anything. Lu Wenmei also mustered her courage and said, "That's right, Xiaoran, just help your father. And Miss Luo, last time it was my fault for conflicting with you. Since you're sponsoring Xiaoran, you should pay to solve the Lin family's crisis. After all, Xiaoran still has the Lin surname. It's not much, just 1 billion will do. That should be a very simple matter for you, right?" Lu Wenmei already knew Lu Yao's true identity. Now, her eyes were sparkling, as if 1 billion was about to fall in her lap. Lin Tianba also suddenly remembered this matter. Right. CO Luo, you're now keeping my son. My dad, you have to pay. Once you've paid, he's yours." Faced with the Lin family statements, even Lu Yao was stunned for a moment. This was even more outrageous than her grandfather. 1 billion wasn't much. She could produce it any time. If it were for Aaron, she wouldn't hesitate even for 100 billion or 1,000 billion. But for the Lin family, they were the ones who bullied Aaron. Lin Ran looked helplessly at Lu Yao and said, "I told you I was afraid of disgusting you. Do you believe me now?" Lu Yao, "It's a bit much." Saying this, she walked over to Lu Wenmei and the other two. "Aaron, do you need them to disappear?" Lin Ran fell silent for a moment. He really wanted to say yes, but compared to them disappearing directly, Lin Ran preferred to see them live in this world, slowly suffering, slowly becoming miserable, slowly turning into beggars, into disabled people. "Let's wait a bit longer. I'm not done playing yet." Lu Yao revealed a strange smile, making the few people present feel their scalps tingle. "All right, if Aaron wants to play, I'll let them be your toys until they die in agony." Lin Tianba's eyes widened. How did the plot develop so differently from what he had imagined? Lu Yao's ruthlessness was well known throughout their circle. He was scared. Perhaps coming here today was a mistake in itself. "CO Luo, you can't do this." Lu Yao, "Oh, why can't I? You bullied Aaron. So of course Aaron wants revenge. Don't you understand that in my eyes, your Lynn family isn't even worth a pile of dog crap? If it wasn't for Aaron's sake in the past, you would have died countless times. However, now I'm also very keen to watch Aaron slowly torture you. This stimulating feeling is truly exciting. Luo Yao was genuinely happy in her heart. She was very satisfied with Lynn Ran's current change. This feeling was somewhat familiar and somewhat stimulating. Perhaps Lynn Ran and she would become the same kind of person. But no matter what Lynn Ran became, she would love him. If Lynn Ran became a Buddha, she would be his protector. If Lynn Ran became a demon, she would slay Buddhas. As long as Lynn Ran was happy. Lin Tianba slumped to the ground, appearing completely drained of energy. It was over, completely over. He had thoroughly offended Luo Yao. He could see it now. Lin Ran wasn't being kept by Luo Yao, but Luo Yao had been brainwashed by Lin Ran. He never expected this rebellious son to have such an ability. In terms of excellence, his younger son Lin Jian was his pride. How could Lin Ran win over a witch like Luo Yao? Lin Ran frowned. He noticed Lin Tianba seemed to be giving up on himself. How could that be? You have to resist. You have to keep jumping into the pit. How could you lose your fighting spirit just because of a few words from Luo Yao? Yao Yao, don't get involved in this matter. Lin Ran's words suddenly brought a turn to the situation. Lin Tianba looked at Lin Ran in disbelief. Luo Yao, all right. I'll listen to Aaron. Luo Yao was extremely smart. She immediately understood that Lin Ran wanted to give the Lin family hope, then plunge them into despair, repeating this until he no longer wanted to play, and then strike the fatal blow. This method of revenge was interesting. Lin Ran sighed and said to Lin Tianba, "Old bastard, take your people and scram. Don't come looking for me again, and I might spare your life." Lin Tianba's eyes gradually began to clear. This rebellious son still had some familial affection in him. Due to his rather severe injuries, Lin Tianba staggered as he got up. Just as he was about to leave with his family, his excellent son Lin Jian started acting despicably. "Let's go, Xiao Jian, let's go." Lin Tianba looked quizzically at the motionless Lin Jian. Lin Jian looked shyly at Luo Yao. "Yao Yao, let my brother go. I am the heir of the Lin family. I can bear this for him, and in the future, I can also help you." Lin Jian couldn't continue. He found Luo Yao's gaze terrifying, absolutely frightening, making his scalp tingle and nearly causing him to lose control of his bladder. "What did you call me?" Luo Yao's voice was ice cold. Lin Jian's heart couldn't quite bear this pressure. He swallowed hard and mustered his courage. "Yao!" Suddenly, a cold glint flashed in Luo Yao's hand. A dagger instantly plunged into Lin Jian's mouth. With a twist, Lin Jian's tongue was nearly mangled. "Yao Yao is something you dare to call me?" Lin Jian clutched his mouth and retreated 3 steps, blood flowing from between his fingers. The pain made him howl, and his tears streamed down. No one knew what he was trying to express. But looking at his agonized appearance, it was clear it hurt a lot. "Ah, you crazy woman! What did you do to my son? I'll kill you!" Lu Yao shrieked in terror. Please see author's notes. At the sudden turn of events, everyone present was stunned. Lu Ruskshu, in particular, covered her mouth in terror, afraid of making a sound. Lin Tianba's face was extremely unsightly. The impulse in his heart was ultimately suppressed by reason. Although he was heartbroken, he valued his life more. Only Lu Yao was there, yelling and screaming, rushing over to hug Lin Jian. Lin Jian's blood splattered onto her, and upon seeing it, Lu Yao almost fainted on the spot. "My son," she said, then looked fiercely at Luo Yao. "I'll kill you." That's what she thought, but how could she possibly do it? Before she could even rush over, Luo Yao kicked her 3 meters away, and she fell to the ground, twitching. Just now, Lin Jian had truly angered her. Daring to use such an intimate form of address directly lit her fuse. One must know, Luo Yao had a phobia of men. Apart from Lin Ran, all other men were no different from dogs in her eyes, including the dumbfounded Wu Zhishang standing nearby. The reason Luo Yao rewarded Wu Zhishang was merely because this dog barked rather pleasantly, making her mood slightly better, but fundamentally, Luo Yao detested all men other than Lin Ran. Courting death. Luo Yao dropped these words, turned around, and happened to see Lin Ran's shocked gaze. Luo Yao suddenly froze. She actually made a move in front of Lin Ran. She had exposed her cold-blooded, violent side so nakedly to Lin Ran. Would he be scared? Would he run away? At this moment, Luo Yao's mind was racing. Suddenly, she stumbled and almost fell. Lin Ran quickly reached out to support her. "Luo Yao, hubby, it wasn't me, it was him. He bullied me. Look, I'm even injured." Saying this, she aggrievedly extended her hand. On her slender hand, a smear of bright red blood appeared. But this was damn Lin Jian's blood. However, Luo Yao didn't care about that. She now treated this drop of blood as her own to gain Lin Ran's sympathy. Wu Zhishang was utterly speechless. Sister-in-law, do you think my brother Lin is an idiot? What made his jaw drop was that Lin Ran actually took Luo Yao into his arms and said gently, "He dared to bully you. He deserved it." Wu Zhishang's pupils quaked. What did he just see? The husband and wife were both distorting the truth? Not entirely. Lin Jian was indeed despicable. Luo Yao. Aaron, they bullied me. I didn't do it on purpose. I know, Yao Yao has been wrong. Lin Ran gently stroked Luo Yao's back to comfort her. Of course, Lin Ran wouldn't be afraid of Luo Yao. In his previous life, he had seen Luo Yao in an even crazier and more unbearable state. The four people before them, for instance, had all been flayed alive by Luo Yao. The thrill of their screams with each cut of the knife was still fresh in his memory. Lu Yao writhed on the ground, still saying resentfully, "I'm going to send you to jail." Lin Ran, "As you wish." My wife was acting in self-defense. Lin Jian maliciously assaulted her. We all saw it clearly just now. Wu Zhishang. Yes, you few came to our company to stir up trouble, and you even assaulted our chairman's wife. Logically, we should call the police, right? Wu Zhishang was having a bit of trouble making it up. Upon hearing this, Luo Yao's eyes lit up. The dog had made her happy again. She signaled to Fu Bo with her eyes. Fu Bo immediately understood, secretly slipped Wu Zhishang another check, and whispered praise. Chairman's wife was well said. If he can talk like that, say more in the future. Wu Zhishang stared blankly at the check in his hand, momentarily speechless. This action, of course, did not escape Lin Ran's eyes. He was a bit amused and exasperated. Indeed, with money, one could do whatever one pleased. Yao Yao, let's go. Lin Ran looked at the injured Luo Yao, his heart aching. Luo Yao nodded, leaning against Lin Ran's embrace like a delicate bird. My legs are a bit weak from fear. I need Aaron to carry me. Lin Ran's heart was about to melt. Who could refuse such a multifaceted little kitten? He picked up Luo Yao, and just as he was about to leave, Lu Yao shouted again, "Stop! Right there!" Lin Ran turned back, his clear eyes questioning. Lu Yao had also regained some rationality now. Enduring the pain in her body, she said, "You are not allowed to leave. You hit my son, you compensate. Oh, for the most serious illness at a pet hospital, 10 or 8,000 should be enough. Your Lin family is so wealthy. Are you short of this little money?" Before Lu Yao could retort, Lin Jian spoke first. His nose and tears were streaming at this moment, but he still managed to whimper, 1,500 million. 1,500 million. Lin Ran smiled. Even if I were your grandpa, you can't extort me, can you? Lin Tianba also reacted at this moment. Xiao Jian said 1,500 million. Lin Ran was startled and shouted loudly, "Damn it, is there any justice left in this world? My son and my grandson want to extort 1,500 million from me. What pet hospital is so expensive?" Then he looked at Wu Zhishang and asked, "Such an unconventional way of thinking. Old Wu, what do you think?" Wu Zhishang. "This style is truly breathtaking. If my judgment isn't failing me, this counts as extortion, right? Let's call the police." Lin Ran. "Yao Yao, what do you think? I'll listen to Aaron." Luo Yao clung tightly to Lin Ran in his arms, unwilling to get down and not caring about their conversation. Lin Ran could only say helplessly, "Did you hear that? My wife said no compensation. Do whatever you want." Luo Yao. "Did I say that?" Lin Tianba. Lin Ran. "Don't think you can do whatever you want just because you have CEO Luo backing you." Lin Ran scoffed. "I just like relying on my wife to throw my weight around. You're not convinced? If you're not convinced, hit me." Luo Yao hugged him even tighter. She really liked the current Lin Ran. Lin Tianba fell silent. "Then first let your bodyguards release me, and take money to save the Saran group, and I won't pursue this further." Lin Ran. "Your demands are like a kite with a broken string, erratic and meaningless." Luo Yao blinked her beautiful eyes and asked, "Should we get rid of them?" Lin Tianba felt a chill run down his spine. Lin Ran. "No, they're just maggots in a toilet. I'm afraid of dirtying your hands." Just as he was about to leave, he suddenly seemed to remember something and looked at Lu Ruskshu. "You brought them here, right? Has your face swelling gone down?" Lu Ruskshu shook her head desperately. She didn't dare to speak anymore, afraid of following in the footsteps of the Lin family trio. Lin Ran showed a strange smile, carried Luo Yao, and left step by step. The people inside still wanted to resist, but were directly controlled by the bodyguards. This trip had been quite satisfying for him. Old Wu, what has that Shen Jingbing been up to lately? Find him something to do. Wu Zhishang nodded. All right, he hit Lu Rusha last time and is still in detention. I paid a fine and got a medical parole. He should be out early this afternoon. I'll tell him then. Lin Ran nodded with satisfaction. He's worked hard too. Don't treat him unfairly. Wu Zhishang replied. No, he's very happy. Lu Yao had been observing Lin Ran's condition and only began to relax when she found nothing wrong. She was afraid Lin Ran wouldn't like her cold-blooded violence. She worried Lin Ran would flee from her. Aaron, I want to confirm something. Yao, I know what you're thinking. Don't worry. No matter what you're like, I love you. Wu Zhishang, damn it. Can you not shove your public displays of affection in our faces? Don't you consider the feelings of us single dogs? Returning to the manor villa, Lin Ran gently put Luo Yao down. Aaron, are you tired? Lin Ran was already lightly sweating. From the company to the manor, Luo Yao had been clinging to him without getting down, and he was indeed tired. Tired and happy. Luo Yao's eyes crinkled into a beautiful arc. She gently pecked Lin Ran. Lin Ran touched his somewhat moist cheek and also showed a doting smile. He shouted, Fu Bo. Young Master Lin, you called me. Prepare the soup. At the hospital, Lin Tianba's family of 3 lay neatly. Lu Rushu had disappeared at some unknown time. Lin Jian's injuries were the most severe, followed by Lu Yuanmei, and lastly Lin Tianba. Luo Yao had mangled Lin Jian's tongue. His tears hadn't stopped. After examining him, the doctor also looked shocked and puzzled. You parents, how could you let your child eat razor blades? Do you know how dangerous this is? Lin Jian. Lu Xie Ci de Pai. Lu Qian Jie Ci de Pai. Doctor's note. Mumbled, unintelligible speech, doctor. Lu Yuanmei was injured more severely than Lin Jian. She had just undergone a round of examinations. 3 ribs were fractured. Fortunately, her life was not in danger. Although Luo Yao had only kicked her once, that kick was enough to incapacitate any woman. While waiting for surgery, she heard the doctor's words in the hospital room and almost went mad. Doctor, can my son still speak? The doctor nodded. He can speak, but not as fluently as before. Lu Yuanmei was struck as if by lightning. Lin Tianba quickly comforted her. Speaking of the lightest injuries, it was indeed Lin Tianba. He had only been whipped by Lin Ran for a long time, all superficial wounds. Though very painful, they weren't fatal. In terms of suffering, Lin Tianba ranked first, as Lin Ran's whipping was prolonged, painful torture. But in terms of severity of injury, although Lu Yuanmei and her son were hit instantly, their injuries were more severe. They did not choose to call the police, because that wouldn't solve the problem at all and would only make things worse. Lin Tianba. It's all right, Yuanmei. Even if Xiao Jian can't speak, it doesn't affect his status as the young master of the Lin family. You know, we are among the very top elite. As long as we have money, nothing else matters. The vast majority of people in this world are destined to be exploited by us elite from the moment they are born. So as long as the Saran group is still around, Xiao Jian will always be invincible. Lu Yuanmei looked at Lin Tianba in disbelief. She found that she somewhat couldn't understand Lin Tianba anymore. I didn't expect you to be so cowardly. Your son has been bullied like this, and you just endure it. What else can I do if I don't endure it? Even if you don't call the police, you don't even have the courage to retaliate? Lin Tianba sighed helplessly. He couldn't be bothered to argue with Lu Yuanmei. He found her increasingly displeasing to the eye. Although this woman was kind, beautiful, and understanding, she couldn't see clearly when faced with truly difficult matters. Yes, for him, Lin Tianba, ordinary people wouldn't even dare to offend him. Even if they didn't offend him, it wouldn't be difficult for him to ruin their families. But was Luo Yao an ordinary person? You still want to retaliate against her? It's already a great mercy that she hasn't killed us. Fortunately, Lin Ran made her stop in the end. Otherwise, they might not have been able to return standing. Is it that I don't want to? It's that I can't. Don't you know who Luo Yao is? Haven't I told you? I don't care who she is. I just want her dead. Lin Tianba slapped her in anger. For so many years, he hadn't been willing to lay a finger on Lu Yuanmei. But today, Lu Yuanmei's thoughts were too dangerous, and he was enraged. You dare hit me? Lin Tianba also stared blankly at his own palm. He himself hadn't expected that he would actually hit her. Yuanmei, I'm sorry, I was impulsive. Lu Yuanmei started crying and wiping her tears. You said back then that you would dote on me for a lifetime, and now you dare to hit me? Woo. Lin Tianba felt annoyed listening to her and went to the hospital corridor alone. He felt so helpless. Lin Jian provoked Lu Yao today, and getting injured was unavoidable. As a father, he was heartbroken but helpless. This feeling of powerlessness made him feel as if he had aged 10 years. At that moment, he also really wanted to stand up and slap Lu Yao, telling her, "Don't bully my son," but he didn't have the courage, nor could he do it, because he was being held down by the bodyguards. Even if he wasn't being controlled, if he had done that, the consequences would have been catastrophic, not only screwing himself over, but also the entire group. The Saran group couldn't withstand any more storms now. Is it that I don't want to? It's that I can't. Don't you know who Lu Yao is? Haven't I told you? Fortunately, Lin Ran gave him a chance in the end. Thinking of this, the image of his son, whom he had always disliked, suddenly appeared in Lin Tianba's mind. Lin Ran had made him lose all face, made him feel utterly ashamed, but at the critical moment, he also gave him a sliver of life. Perhaps he shouldn't have been so harsh on this son, but he just wanted to be a strict father to raise a filial son. This was also an expression of love for Lin Ran. Why couldn't Lin Ran understand his father's good intentions? How did things develop to this point? Was he really wrong? What did he go wrong? Io, Boss Lin, you're quite good at hiding. Lin Tianba shivered and turned around blankly. Brother Dao, why are you here? Brother Dao appeared at the hospital with a few men who looked like trouble. Called you, no answer. Went to your company, you weren't there. Went to your house, only to find you'd even sold your house. I had to use my connections to find out where you went. Boss Lin, you're really something. The house was mortgaged to me, yet you dared to use it to cash out. Do you think my knife is just for show? Lin Tianba swallowed. Brother Dao, let me explain. I had some financial difficulties a while ago, so I sold the house. But don't worry, I will definitely repay the money I owe you. Do you take me for a fool? You think I don't know your Saran group is in crisis now? And the money you owe me is due. Pay up. Lin Tianba had been mindful of this matter for the past few days, but he just hadn't thought of a solution yet. 3 days. Give me 3 more days. I'll definitely give you the money. Brother Dao patted Lin Tianba's face. All right, then I'll give Boss Lin 3 more days. If you don't pay up with interest, you wouldn't want your wife to go to the entertainment club to teach foreign languages, would you? Lin Tianba nodded. Understood, understood. After Brother Dao left, Lin Tianba slumped to the ground. After a while, he composed himself and returned to the hospital room. Lin Tianba, you hit me and then ran off. What kind of man are you? Lin Tianba frowned. He admitted he was getting more and more annoyed with Lu Yao, and his temper flared up again. You idiot. What are you still hung up on at a time like this? Petty matters? Huh. Then tell me what are important matters. The pain from her fractured ribs made it difficult for her to speak. Brother Dao came looking for me just now. If I don't pay back the money, he's going to take you to teach foreign languages. 130 million. Isn't that a big deal? The first installment for the loan from the share acquisition last time is due soon. The first installment is over 30 million. Isn't that a big deal? The loan for the land and auction before is also due, over 20 million. Isn't that a big deal? Compared to these, I just slapped you once. Tell me, which side is more important? The more Lu Yao listened, the uglier her face became, until it turned deathly pale. She rarely considered these things. She never expected to have to repay so much money this month. Everything was fine before. How did such a big hole suddenly appear? Then what should we do? Hubby, think of something. Lin Tianba sighed. He didn't have any good ideas now either. Lu Yao suddenly seemed to think of something. Hubby, didn't we collect $1 billion from the pre-sale of houses a while ago? Can't we just use that money? Lin Tianba, that's company money. It can only be used to repay the loan for the land auction. As for our personal share acquisition loan and the money owed to Brother Dao, we'll have to find another way. This time, we're really in a desperate situation. Lin Tianba didn't want to admit it, but the facts were there. Can't we just pay back the loan first? You're the boss. Can't you just have the finance department transfer the money to you? As for those homebuyers who want a refund, they're just a bunch of lowlifes. Don't bother with them. Lin Tianba looked at Lu Yao as if she were an idiot. How did this woman become more and more stupid? How many times have I told you? That's company money. But you're the boss. Lu Yao exclaimed in confusion. You damn. I am the boss, but the company has shareholders. It's impossible to distribute profits in this situation. If I privately use company funds, it's illegal. Do you understand illegal? Lu Yao was shocked. She indeed didn't understand these things. Forget it. Forget it. I can't explain it to you. I'll go think of a way. After saying that, Lin Tianba walked out of the hospital room again. Meanwhile, Lin Jian lay on the hospital bed without saying a word, his heart heavy, and at the same time, he was contemplating some unavoidable issues. Son, what do you think we should do now? Lu Yao could only pin her hopes on Lin Jian, hoping he could come up with a solution. Wah, are you hua guagua then you go chiasai wu hua? Ichi sinzi will be you sai what muffled, unintelligible sound suggesting something like, Mom, if Dad using public funds is indeed illegal, and I'm not worried about that now. I'm worried Saran Group will go bankrupt and liquidate. If the assets from liquidation aren't enough to cover the debts, we'll be saddled with debt. Lu Yao frowned tightly. Son, you better type it on your phone. Lin Jian fell silent for a moment, then took out his phone and typed out a line of text. Mom, if Dad using public funds is indeed illegal, and I'm not worried about that now, I'm worried Saran Group will go bankrupt and liquidate. If the assets from liquidation aren't enough to cover the debts, we'll be saddled with debt. After Lu Yao read this line, she felt as if struck by lightning. All the money she had painstakingly saved over so many years had been given to Lin Tianba. She never expected that not only would she lose everything, but she might also be implicated. Son, what should we do? Mom doesn't want to live like that. Lin Jian typed. There's no way. You can divorce Dad, but I'm his legal heir. I can't escape. Seeing this line of text, Lu Yao instantly fell into deep thought. Perhaps there was still a chance. Son, I want to tell you something, but you must keep it a secret for now. Lin Jian gestured for Lu Yao to continue. Lu Yao did a lot of mental preparation before she finally managed to speak with difficulty. Actually, you're not. Yao, I've contacted the shareholders for a meeting. I'm preparing to distribute profits in advance and then repay the money. Lin Tianba suddenly burst in. He had just gone out to contact the shareholders meeting. Lu Yao was startled, her heart pounding wildly, almost jumping out of her throat. Is that so? That's pretty good. Lu Yao forced herself to breathe steadily. Yao, what's wrong with you? No, nothing, it just hurts a bit. Lu Yao, prepare for surgery. A nurse came in and called for Lu Yao. Lu Yao lay on the mobile hospital bed and responded, Hubby, I'll go for surgery first. You go handle the shareholders meeting quickly. Lin Tianba felt Lu Yao was a bit strange, but he didn't think too much about it. After all, it was normal for an injured woman to be a bit abnormal. So, he tidied himself up and prepared to attend the shareholders meeting despite his injuries. Son, Dad is going to the company. Be good and cooperate with the treatment, okay? Lin Jian nodded. He didn't want to talk anymore. Lin Tianba went to the company with a worried frown. Meanwhile, Lin Ran was at the manor, consuming nourishing soup. Wifey, how was my performance just now? Aaron is always the best. I've made you suffer, having to follow me to see disgusting people on a perfectly good weekend. Don't follow me next time. Was Aaron happy today? To be honest, when I think about Lin Tianba being beaten by me, it still feels pretty good. But this is just interest for his past abuse. What he'll face later is the real despair. After he completely collapses, I'll make my move. That old geezer will definitely die of anger. Just thinking about it is exciting. Aaron is the most amazing. Wifey, I'm tired. I want to rest. Okay, let's rest together. Lu Yao didn't object. Aaron was tired and needed a rest. The afterglow of the setting sun and the reflected moonlight complemented each other. Lin Ran once again entered that strange dream. In the pitch-black night, in a primeval forest, Lin Ran stood before a cave. In the cave, he again saw that pair of eerie and crimson eyes. This time, he saw them clearly. They were human eyes. Below the eyes, a mouth opened, and an unknown red liquid flowed out. Lin Ran guessed it might be blood. After this thought appeared, Lin Ran's scalp tingled, but those eyes, fixed on him, seemed to possess a magical power, attracting him, making him want to explore. Lin Ran mustered his courage and, under the faint moonlight, walked step by step towards the dark cave. Hello, may I come in? Within those crimson eyes lay an impulse that made Lin Ran want to ask questions. That mouth slowly opened, emitting an inhuman sound. Meow, eerie and piercing. Lin Ran covered his ears. He woke up instantly, the hairs all over his body, standing on end. Meow. The cat's meow outside the window was very familiar. Lin Ran, heart still pounding, wiped the cold sweat from his forehead. He turned his head to look beside him and found Lu Yao wasn't there. Composing himself, he got out of bed and went to the balcony. Little Black was well hidden in the darkness, but its clear eyes revealed its location. You little thing, so is you who startled me awake. Meow. Lin Ran stroked Little Black's head. Little Black naturally laid down by Lin Ran's feet. No time to play with you. I still have to find my wife. Lin Ran let go of Little Black. Little Black, So, you just came to rub your relationship in my face? Lynn walked out of the bedroom and saw Fu Bo practicing Tai Chi on the first floor. Fu Bo, have you seen Lu Yao? Fu Bo stopped his movements and stood properly. Miss just said she was going out for a walk to clear her head. I don't know exactly where she went. Then Fu Bo showed a knowing smile. Young Master Lin, do you still need more nourishing soup? Fu Bo had always been puzzled. Lin and Lu Yao were always so affectionate. How come there was no sign of Mrs. Belly growing? He still wanted to help raise a young master before he passed away. Lin Rand's face darkened. His past declarations were now coming back to bite him. Let's skip the soup for now, but Fu Bo still maintained his knowing smile. But what? It's been a long time since I've seen the housekeeper smile like that. Fu Bo was stunned. Why did those words sound a bit sarcastic? I'll go look for Lu Yao. You can continue your Tai Chi. Lu Wei was so mad, she started laughing. The manor was too large. Apart from a few visits to the Sky Garden and one to the Crocodile Pond, Lin rarely left the villa. The lights everywhere were beautiful. Lin strolled around, searching for Lu Yao. Suddenly, an unpleasant thought came to his mind. In the manor, there seemed to be a secret room, right? Why did Lin know? Because he had stayed there in his previous life. That time, he really thought Lu Yao was going to kill him. Fortunately, it was a false alarm in the end. Could Lu Yao have gone to the secret room? Lin remembered that in his previous life, Lu Yao would often disappear suddenly. He had observed it himself. It was a habit of hers when she was having an episode. Thinking about it now, could Lu Yao be like those rumored pathological women, finding a place to vent her inner frustrations and anger when she had something on her mind? Today, Lu Rushu had appeared. Given Lu Yao's pathological possessiveness towards him, she might be in a bad mood. Sigh, it was all his fault. A sense of guilt welled up. Lin was considering whether to go to the secret room to look for her. If he suddenly appeared, would he scare Lu Yao? Because he hadn't been there in this life. Lu Yao didn't like him seeing her crazy side, but Lin also didn't want Lu Yao to bear it alone. The more he thought, the more uncomfortable he felt. Aaron, are you looking for me? A pleasant voice came from above. Lin looked up and found he had walked to the Sky Garden. Yes. Are you stargazing? Lin felt a sense of relief. Just as he thought, he had behaved so well in this life. How could Lu Yao still have an episode? Does Aaron want to join me? Yes. Lin knew Lu Yao liked stargazing. This might be a habit only lonely people had. Walking up to the Sky Garden, he sat beside Lu Yao, looked up, and the two of them were illuminated by the starlight, looking exceptionally happy. Yao, if you have anything on your mind, you must tell me. Of course, I promised you I wouldn't hide anything from you. I'm in a very good mood right now, very happy. She paused, then added, Aaron, if we can continue to live so happily, I will always be this happy. Lin turned and kissed Lu Yao's cheek. Looking again, he was stunned by Lu Yao's beauty. We will. While the two were stargazing, the Saran group, breaking with tradition, held a shareholder meeting at night, and all shareholders were present, without a single absence. Lin Tianba, injured, sat at the head of the table. Below him were shareholders, big and small. Lin Tianba, you finally deigned to show your face. Exactly. Do you know what the group has become now? You hide in the utility room all day. What? Does the utility room have your long-lost brothers? I think it's time for you, as chairman, to step down. Whether he steps down or not isn't important anymore. The company is finished now. Everyone, look at the chairman's face. Was it run over by a truck? It's wrapped up like a mummy. Although a bit impolite, this remark still drew a wave of laughter. Lin Tianba's current appearance was indeed a bit wretched. They had noticed it as soon as they came in, but no one had said it out loud. Lin Tianba first stood up, bowed to everyone, then sat down again and began to speak. Everyone, I apologize for calling you all here so late. Although the group is facing some difficulties now, I believe that as long as we work together, these difficulties will eventually pass. Lin Tianba deliberately didn't answer where the injuries on his face came from. His lowered posture and speech did not quiet the shareholders. Instead, it became even noisier. Chairman Lin, isn't it a bit self-deceiving to say these things now? Eventually pass. Work together. I'm really laughing. These are some difficulties? Do you have some misunderstanding of some? You should voluntarily resign from your position as chairman. The company will be ruined in your hands sooner or later. Lin Tianba gritted his teeth and endured the shareholders' ridicule. These people usually did nothing but wait for money. Now that the company was in trouble, their mouths were all as if they had eaten crap. Finally, under the constant greetings from shareholders, Lin Tianba lost his temper. Aren't you all speaking a bit against your conscience now? For so many years, under my leadership, you've all made a fortune. The little money you invested has been repaid many times over. Now you want me to step down? Won't your conscience hurt? Besides Lin Tianba, the company had another major shareholder named Chu Tianyang. This name was because his father liked to drink Tianyang Xiaoxiu, a type of liquor. He held 15% of the shares and was currently the largest shareholder besides Lin Tianba. I say, Chairman, do you really want me to be blunt? What achievements have you made these years? What does our ability to make money have to do with you? When Chairman Su was still around, our Saran Group was one of the top companies in Kyoto. Now, although the market value is higher, those old competitors are already several times our size. You dare to say you've worked hard with this development speed? Ridiculous. Besides, if it weren't for the initial investment from people like us, where would you be today? And the reason we invested back then was because of Chairman Su Yinyan's ability. After Chairman Su left, look at you now, with your sharp mouth and monkey cheeks. You don't look like a leader at all, do you? Lin Tianba suppressed his anger. He still needed something from these people, so naturally, he didn't want too much conflict. Chu Tianyang, are you planning to become the chairman? Chu Tianyang slammed the table. I don't want to take over this mess. I'm preparing to sell my shares and resign as the executive director of the group. As soon as he said this, the entire room was shocked, including Lin Tianba, who was dumbfounded. One had to know, Chu Tianyang was famous in the industry as an investor with a keen eye. None of the projects he invested in failed to make money, and none of the shares he gave up managed to survive. What did Chu Tianyang selling his shares now prove? It proved he was already planning to discard this piece of cake. Lin Tianba became anxious. He was truly afraid that Chu Tianyang would set a bad precedent, leading to the collapse of the Saran Group. After so many years of hard work, they had reached this point. If the group collapsed, he would be completely finished. No, I disagree. The group is already in crisis. You want to withdraw at this time? How can it be such a good thing? Chu Tianyang, more talk is useless. Let's vote. He raised his hand first. All the shareholders fell silent. Had the Saran Group reached this stage, Lin Tianba thought no one would agree. But unexpectedly, all the shareholders looked at each other and began to raise their hands to vote one after another. Gradually, everyone except Lin Tianba agreed. At this moment, the shareholders were very envious of one person, Lin Ran, who had withdrawn early. That was when the Saran Group was at its most glorious. Lin Ran cashing out at the highest point was simply a godlike prediction. Lin Tianba completely broke down. He stood up and pointed at all the shareholders. You? I disagree. I am a major shareholder. As long as I disagree, you cannot do this. Chu Tianyang, Boss Lin, do you even understand the law? Let me enlighten you. For decisions like this, it's enough if more than 2/3 of the voting rights held by the shareholders present at the meeting approve. Although you are the chairman and have the highest shareholding ratio, you cannot obstruct our decision. Understand? Lin Tianba looked at Chu Tianyang in disbelief. Of course, he knew Chu Tianyang was right. Owning 51% of the shares indeed gave him more say, and most importantly, no one could threaten his position as chairman. But now, it wasn't about discussing shares, but about making company decisions, which required voting by shareholders with voting rights. Lin Tianba felt a chill all over. He had just spent over $1 billion. If at this time, Chu Tianyang didn't give Lin Tianba time to react. He leaned back in his chair, looked at all the shareholders, and continued. Now that the Saran Group has shrunk significantly, I've already inquired with people in the industry. If we sell now, each share might still be worth tens of millions. But if we don't sell, it will be worth even less in a few days. So tomorrow morning, I will start listing them. 10 million? Lin Tianba's eyes widened. He had acquired Lin Ran's shares at over 30 million per share. If it was 10 million, wouldn't he lose everything, down to his underwear? Chu Tianyang, are you fucking crazy? Lin Tianba roared. Chu Tianyang ignored him completely and continued his devastating attack. The chairman is in a bad mood. I suggest we have another vote, a vote on the current profit distribution from the group's account. I propose we liquidate now, so we can get out as soon as possible. Lin Tianba looked at Chu Tianyang in disbelief. He never expected this man, who usually seemed honest and simple, to act so decisively and efficiently now, swiftly cutting through the mess without any delay and without any concern for whether the Saran Group could be revived. Why was this? Everyone raised their hands one after another. They were also considering listing their shares tomorrow morning, so they all began to propose motions on the spot and vote immediately. That night, the chief financial officer was called back to the company. After setting aside all employee salaries and project funds, they began to distribute the money. Thus, in the early hours of the morning, the finance department completed the preparations for account profit distribution, just waiting for the bank to open the next morning to operate directly. As for the potential hidden danger of subsequent house returns, the shareholders didn't want to bother at all. Anyway, these things hadn't really erupted yet. Capitalists are just that ruthless and heartless. Feasting on others' suffering is their forte. When times are good, everyone is good. When times are bad, everyone thinks of self-preservation. Even if it means pushing those around them into the abyss, they show no mercy. No matter how frantically Lin Tianba tried to stop them, those people just wouldn't listen. Until the next morning when the accounts were settled, Chu Tianyang was the first to leave the company and took out his phone to send a message. Everyone else had left. Lin Tianba, alone, stared at the 500 million that had arrived in his account, lost in thought. This money wasn't enough to repay personal loans, nor company loans, nor refunds for houses. It was only enough to repay Brother Dao, and then the current month's loan installment. But what about later? Wait for new shareholders to inject capital? Seemed unrealistic. If new shareholders came in and discovered the current crisis of Saran Group and directly proposed bankruptcy liquidation, then Saran Group's demise would be pretty much set. Some investors even specialize in investing in near-bankrupt companies, just to gamble on making a profit after bankruptcy liquidation, like gambling. This was nothing new in the investment world. If the company underwent bankruptcy liquidation, neither new nor old shareholders would be fundamentally hurt. They might even get some share. But he himself still owed the bank $1 billion. This huge hole was the mountain crushing him. Lin Tianba's head ached terribly. In this situation, he could only take things one step at a time. He even had the thought of selling his shares himself. Selling now, he could still cash out 500 million, plus the more than 300 million he would have left after paying back Brother Dao. Damn it, it wasn't even enough to cover the hole from acquiring Lin Ranch shares. How did he, a perfectly good billionaire, suddenly undergo such earth-shattering changes in just over a month? Why? Lin Tianba asked the heavens, but the heavens did not answer. Finally, dejectedly, he contacted Brother Dao. Soon, Brother Dao gave Lin Tianba a repayment plan. Lin Tianba helplessly transferred 100 million to Brother Dao and another 30 million in interest to a corporate account. In an instant, he seemed to have aged 10 years. There were only 3 ways to save himself now. The first was to find a way to sell Lin Yuan Shengjing. That way, not only would the crisis be resolved, but he could also return to his peak. But this was clearly very difficult. Wait for liquidation and then a judicial auction? That was no different from seeking death, because the fund from a judicial auction would definitely be taken by the bank first. In the current situation, how much could Lin Yuan Shengjing still be worth? Would it be enough to plug the company's hole? The second was for Lin Ran to use money to save him his father. But this also seemed a bit unworkable. Lin Ran was too heartless now and didn't want to care about him at all. The third was even more out of the question. Like the other shareholders, package up Saran Group. But this would leave him with a mountain of external debt. Without Saran Group as a backdrop, that would be a debt an ordinary person could never repay in a lifetime. After thinking for a long time, the most practical method Lin Tianba could think of was to sell Lin Yuan Shengjing at a low price. But what about those homeowners who had already bought? He had to think about a way out. Quickly resolve the Lin Yuan Shengjing problem, get the money, and then transfer assets? Then emigrate? If not, he could only leave the problem to society. Lin Tianba shook his head, ultimately still not fully making up his mind. He planned to wait a bit longer. If there was no turnaround this month, then that would be the only way. Having not rested all night, he looked completely dejected, and, coupled with his injuries, he appeared even more pitiful. His eyes were lifeless as he returned to his pigsty of a home, not even wanting to go to the hospital. While Lin Tianba was resting, Lu Yao, at the manor, received a message. Boss, it's done. Lin Tianba is finished this time. Lu Yao showed a happy expression. She thought Aaron would definitely be happy to hear this news. She would always be there, protecting him. Monday, the world resumed its operations. Lin Ran was invited out by Wu Zhishang. An hour ago, Wu Zhishang happily went on an unexpected date. Chen Qingtian had actively sought out Wu Zhishang, saying she wanted to see him. Wu Zhishang himself suspected if he was dreaming. Arriving at the address Chen Qingtian sent, the two sat face to face. Wu Zhishang knew he was just a loser and shouldn't covet someone like Chen Qingtian. But what if there was an accident? What if she really appreciated his pure stupidity? What if she wasn't trying to get close to Brother Lin through him? What if she, like sister-in-law, wanted to find a little puppy, younger, cute boyfriend? What if? What are you thinking about? Chen Qingtian's voice came, and Wu Zhishang tensed up. His hand holding the coffee cup trembled, and he shook his head, saying, thinking about company matters. You're out with me, and you're thinking about work? Am I not pretty enough? Wu Zhishang blushed a little. He still remembered the first time he saw Chen Qingtian at the Panga Hotel, how they swayed on the dance floor. I wonder why Miss Chen called me here. Wu Zhishang still didn't think Chen Qingtian was here to talk about love with him, because he wasn't worthy. Chen Qingtian nodded. Yes, I want you to help me ask Lynn ran out. Wu Zhishang felt as if a basin of cold water had been poured over him, chilling him to the bone. My brother Lynn is a married man. What are you trying to do? Lynn Ran is married? Isn't he only 23? Chen Qingtian was shocked. Seeing Chen Qingtian's expression, Wu Zhishang thought to himself, indeed, this woman was after brother Lynn. Of course, my sister-in-law is a top-notch woman. I advise you not to have any improper thoughts. It took Chen Qingtian a long time to recover, and she said blankly, we're friends, aren't we? Last time you were heartbroken, I was the one who accompanied you to get drunk. The way you're talking to me now makes me feel like putting down my chopsticks and cursing. Wu Zhishang said matter-of-factly, if you weren't coveting my brother Lynn's body, I could still be friends with you. But now, I must keep you away for my brother Lynn's sake, and clear the obstacles for my sister-in-law. He thought he had to protect the best brother Lynn in the world for his sister-in-law. Wu Zhishang's words were very direct. There was a reason he and Lynn Rand could hang out. Their personalities had similarities. Chen Qingtian was so angered by Wu Zhishang's words that she laughed. All right, you dog man. So this is how I am in your eyes. Isn't it? Wu Zhishang retorted. I am. Not. Chen Qingtian shouted angrily, then paused for a moment. She silently recited, don't be angry, don't be angry. If I die of anger, who'll be pleased? I am the star, Chen Qingtian. I must have composure and not be irritable. Wu Zhishang. Then what do you want with my brother Lin? Chen Qingtian composed herself, reverting to the demeanor a public figure should have. I have something very important to tell him. You just need to help me ask her out. I'll give you 10,000 then. Wu Zhishang. Do I look like someone who would sell out his brother for money? Internally. You think you can buy me with 10,000 yuan? You underestimate me too much. Sister-in-law directly gives checks. Chen Qingtian was silent for a moment. Then how will you help me? Wu Zhishang. Explain your reasons clearly. When I confirm that you pose no threat to my brother Lin's happiness, I will naturally help you. You look down on me that much? You think I'd be a woman who would be a mistress? You can know a person's face, but not their heart. Your behavior is too abnormal. From the moment you approached me, I've been suspicious. You're always intentionally or unintentionally prying for news about brother Lin. For some reason, Chen Qingtian, looking at Wu Zhishang's foolishly earnest expression, suddenly wanted to tease him. Fine, you're smart. Then let me ask you, what if I really like Lin Ran? Wu Zhishang immediately became agitated. Damn it, it really is like this. You want to interfere in my brother Lin's relationship? Although you have some looks, you're nothing compared to my sister-in-law. Brother Lin truly loves sister-in-law. I also advise you not to dream of being a mistress. Do you think being a mistress is glorious? Your behavior is like an uninvited wild chicken, disrupting other people's lives without even realizing it. Remember, love is not built on the suffering of others. You seem to be pursuing so-called love, but you're actually challenging the bottom line of morality. Your behavior is like a rat in the dark night, unable to see the light. So I want to give you 2 words. Don't be despicable. Chen Qingtian was once again trembling with anger, but she still managed to suppress the urge to stab someone and rationally asked, is don't be despicable 2 words? Wu Zhishang looked mocking. Io, your math is pretty good. I thought you were going to be the 3rd word. Chen Qingtian finally broke. Her years of education and the composure of a public figure completely collapsed at this moment. You, damn, it are, going, to, d. Saying this, she threw the coffee in Wu Zhishang's face. This dog man, really fucking despicable. Wu Zhishang wiped the coffee from his face. The coffee is a bit bitter. My brother Lin and sister-in-law are sweeter. Chen Qingtian stared blankly at the empty cup in her hand, her face full of disbelief. What had she just done? She quickly looked left and right. Fortunately, no one saw. Otherwise, her image would be completely ruined. Seeing Wu Zhishang get up to leave, Chen Qingtian became anxious. Wait, you're not allowed to leave. I'm not done talking yet. Lin Ran said this and walked out of the villa, leaving the still-dazed Fu Bo behind. Chen Qingtian tried hard to compose herself again, but her voice still trembled as she spoke. Don't worry, I'm not interested in Lin Ran. I have other things to talk to him about. I know, you want to be his mistress. Wu Zhishang didn't spare her with his words. You damn. Forget it, I'll tell you the truth, but don't tell anyone else. Actually, what I want to say is in the next chapter. Chen Qingtian finally understood. If she didn't tell the truth, this idiot Wu Zhishang would absolutely not help her. Wu Zhishang slowly sat down again. Gradually, he listened dumbfounded. He never expected things to be like this. Now, can you help me ask? Lynn ran out. Chen Qingtian's slightly emotional tone made Wu Zhishang want to find a hole to crawl into. He had just misunderstood her so badly. All right. For such an important matter, he indeed should help. After Lin Ran arrived at the company in a hurry, he unexpectedly saw Chen Qingtian. Io, is she here to see old Wu? The three of them sat in the office. Lin Ran and Wu Zhishang first exchanged glances. Lin Ran, not bad, brother. You ate this meal too. Wu Zhishang, not really. This woman has something to discuss with you. Lin Ran, what couldn't be said clearly over the phone? Wu Zhishang, it's a bit of a big deal. I only know part of it, but it's pretty explosive. You should ask her for the specifics. Seeing Lin Ran and Wu Zhishang constantly blinking their eyes at each other, Chen Qingtian immediately recalled their first meeting. Back then, these two were also winking and nudging each other. Do you two have some kind of special language? Chen Qingtian asked a soul-searching question. Lin Ran coughed. Ahem. I wonder what Miss Chen wants to discuss by inviting me to meet. Oh, you knew I invited you. Lin Ran. Old Wu just said so. Chen Qingtian. Did Wu Zhishang speak? Two things. First, to catch up with you. Chen Qingtian thought of chatting casually first before getting to the main point, as this was a way to make people lower their guard. Lin Ran, however, frowned and went straight to the point. Catch up? We don't seem to be very familiar, do we? I'm telling you, I'm a married man. You should just tell me the second thing. Otherwise, I'll think you want to be my mistress. Chen Qingtian was petrified on the spot. She now understood why Lin Ran and Wu Zhishang were best friends. Because they had a common trait. They were both very despicable and infuriating. Hee, you really made me laugh. All right then, my grandfather is Chan Xiao. Lin Ran, my son is still Lin Tianba. Wu Zhishang couldn't hold back and sprayed out a mouthful of tea. Ha, brother Lin, your train of thought. Ha. Lin Ran, I just wanted to ease your tense heart. What? You can't speak when you see Miss Chen. Wu Zhishang immediately suppressed his smile. He felt somewhat dejected. He had originally thought Chen Qingtian had genuinely developed some good feelings for him during this time. Now he realized he was wrong. Chen Qingtian approached him to get the information she wanted. If Brother Lin knew Chen Qingtian's purpose, his jaw would probably drop too. Suddenly, Lin Ran froze. Wait, who did you say your grandfather is? Chen Xiao? A bit familiar. Wasn't he the director of the Education Bureau? You are Director Chen's granddaughter? Lin Ran asked. Chen Qingtian smiled and nodded. Lin Ran, my coming to find you today is not accidental, but inevitable. Just say what you have to say. For Director Chen's sake, Lin Ran wouldn't make things difficult for Chen Qingtian anymore. I've discovered that you might be my cousin. Chen Qingtian's words directly caused Lin Ran to short-circuit. Lin Ran, cousin? Are you a relative of my son Lin Tianba? Chen Qingtian, you have a son? Lin Ran, picked him up from a garbage heap, but I've already kicked him out of the house. Chen Qingtian was speechless for a long time, finally shaking her head helplessly and saying, I might be a relative from your mother's side of the family. Actually, when I first saw you, I felt you were very different, giving me a sense of closeness. You look a lot like my father. Lin Ran was completely confused. Wait, let me get this straight. What do you mean I look like your father? Because you might be my father's biological nephew. Although Chen Qingtian said might, her tone was full of conviction. Lin Ran sighed in relief. That's impossible. My mom's surname is Su, not Chen. When I was little, I asked her, where are my maternal grandparents? Her answer was, they're all dead. Chen Qingtian's face darkened. Things were a bit complicated back then. And, that is, your mother, according to the elders, was very rebellious. Wait, hold on a second, old Wu. Lin Ran looked at Wu Zhishang. Wu Zhishang understood instantly. He grabbed a handful of melon seeds, handed some to Lin Ran, and refilled Lin Ran's teacup. The two sat on one side of the coffee table, like two students full of curiosity. Ready, they signaled Chen Qingtian to continue. Chen Qingtian looked constipated. So you two are treating yourselves as melon sellers, huh? Our Chen family is a red family with political connections, but Anne insisted on going out to start business. This is very normal now, but back then, in that social context, it wasn't approved of by the family. However, that wasn't the worst part. Later, it was said that Aunt insisted on marrying a good-for-nothing man. That incident caused a huge uproar at the time. Grandpa even wanted to kill that man himself, but Aunt protected him very well. They never even met. Finally, Aunt was placed under house arrest by the family until one time when no one was home. Aunt secretly ran away, and after that, she never appeared again. Lin Ran raised his hand to ask, "But what does this have to do with my mother?" Chun Ching Tian. About 10 years ago, Grandpa received a photograph. It was of you as a child. Aunt had someone pass a message, saying, "If one day you happen to meet this child, and he is not doing well, please help him." Aunt probably thought Grandpa had been angry all these years, so she never came back. Actually, Grandpa forgave Aunt long ago. He has always regretted it deeply. Many times, I've seen Grandpa staring blankly at Aunt's old photos. Wu Zhishang looked back questioningly and asked, "What? Miss Chen still wants to lick her wounds and come back for more? Forget it. I won't help you get a date with Lin." When he was young, Wu Zhishang raised his hand to ask, "Teacher Chun, can we get straight to the point?" Chun Ching Tian was so angered by these two that she laughed. "All right, after receiving the photo, Grandpa had the family look for you, but unfortunately, there were no results. We didn't even know your name." "Then how are you sure it's me? My mother's surname is Su." Lin Ran raised his hand to ask again. Chun Ching Tian stood up and walked step by step towards Lin Ran. "Because I suspect Aunt changed her name because she was afraid of being found. And you, not only do you bear some resemblance to the child in the photo, you also look very much like my father when he was young. For so many years, our Chun family has been searching for you. So from the first moment I saw you, I became suspicious. During this time, interacting with Wu, this dog man, I've gathered a lot of information about you. I'm becoming more and more certain that you are my younger brother." Lin Ran's eyes widened in disbelief. "Lin Ran, why don't you do a DNA test with my grandparents? Maybe you really are my younger brother." Lin Ran fell silent. After his rebirth, he had always thought he was just an orphan, with Lu Yao being his only love in the entire world. He never expected such a possibility now. Faced with kinship, Lin Ran admitted he wanted to have it. But the Lin family couldn't give him kinship. Could the Chun family? He was afraid that the greater the hope, the greater the disappointment. If the result wasn't what Chun Ching Tian said, wouldn't he lose hope amidst hope? If it was the result Chun Ching Tian described, but the Chin family also looked down on him like the Lin family did, wouldn't he lose in fantasy? In that case, it would be better not to do anything. If you don't get it, you won't lose it. Let me think about it. Chun Ching Tian didn't understand Lin Ran's reaction and quickly explained, "Lin Ran, it's just a test. I'm not forcing you. Don't feel pressured. Even if the result isn't good, we can still be friends. Besides, my grandfather likes you very much. Did you know? I was really startled when I found out you had gone to see him." Lin Ran, "Does Director Chen also know?" Chun Ching Tian shook her head. "He's as stupid as a pig. How could he know? That day, he told me about the family tragedy of a young man named Lin Ran. Only then did I realize that person was you. Because I had also heard some of your story from Will, the dog man." At this point, Chun Ching Tian looked at Lin Ran with pity. Regardless of whether Lin Ran was her cousin or not, she sympathized with Lin Ran's experiences. If Lin Ran was her cousin, then she really suspected if her aunt had been brainwashed back then to marry such a man. Actually, Grandpa is just a hard luck case. He didn't understand why Chun Ching Tian kept calling him Dog Man. Had Wu Zhishang, this kid, cheated on her? Wu Zhishang, "Brother Lin, what kind of look is that? You suspect I'm a scumbag?" Lin Ran chuckled, hee, but didn't say much, instead turning to Chun Ching Tian. "Thank you for not telling Director Chen. Let me consider this matter. If I want to do the test, I'll have old Wu contact you." Chun Ching Tian sighed. She didn't understand why Lin Ran was unwilling to do the test. "All right then, I won't tell the family for now either. Grandpa is old. I'm afraid he'll get too excited and won't be able to take it." Lin Ran, "You said your family opposed your aunt doing business back then. So, did your family agree to you becoming a star?" Chun Ching Tian, "If my old man didn't agree, I could pluck out his beard." Lin Ran was thoroughly shocked. He never expected Chun Ching Tian to have such a comical side. Chun Ching Tian chuckled, "Just kidding. It's just that Grandpa has really changed for the better now, perhaps because of Aunt. So he's no longer so strict with us. And besides, what era is it now? We've long had freedom of choice." Lin Ran nodded. Regardless of whether he and Chun Ching Tian were siblings, just for the story Chun Ching Tian told today, he had to treat her to a meal. You can't just eat the melon and not pay, right? "Old Wu, aren't you going to treat us to a meal?" Wu Zhishang. Lin Ran, "Are you stupid?" Wu Zhishang. "Yes. Did you only just realize, Lin Ran?" Wu Zhishang finally reacted, put down the melon seed in his hand, and said, "All right, my treat. Chen Qingtian, your eyes can talk." At noon, the three of them went to a private kitchen. Wu Zhishang remembered the misunderstanding with Chen Qingtian in the morning, and his spirits were low. He was just a loser who had become a company president thanks to Brother Lynn's connections. But even though his status had risen, his previous loser mentality couldn't be erased. How could a loser dare to covet a woman like Chen Qingtian? He had long suspected Chen Qingtian's motives, and now there was no need to doubt. Her target had never been him. The care after he got drunk that time, and the comfort by the bridge, were all deliberate attempts to get close to him. What virtues did he possess? Even Zhao Miao Miao despised him, let alone Chen Qingtian. So be it, it's pretty good this way. Indeed, two people with such a huge difference in status shouldn't have met in the first place. Being able to know her was already a stroke of incredible luck for him. What else could he wish for, sigh? A loser's life is hard. Until Chen Qingtian put an abalone into his bowl. "What are you thinking about, my friend?" Chen Qingtian asked. Wu Zhishang was stunned, then smiled and ate with great relish. Lin Ran's pupils quaked. Was this considered a hint? And Wu Zhishang was still eating, unaware, while Chen Qingtian showed no unusual expression. Lin Ran. Could it be that I'm overthinking? Chen Qingtian. Wu Zhishang, shouldn't you apologize to me? I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. Isn't this me treating you to a meal? Wu Zhishang scratched his head, his face slightly red as he remembered the morning's misunderstanding. Chen Qingtian. So, am I a mistress? No. Am I despicable? No. Who are you? Wu Zhishang. Gritting his teeth, he replied, "Just a dog man." Chen Qingtian was very satisfied with Wu Zhishang's answer, a flower blooming on her face. Lin Ran. There's something fishy about these two. If there's nothing wrong, his whole family will eat shit, all right. I'm full, I'll leave first. You two take your time. Lin Ran didn't want to be a third wheel. Chen Qingtian looked at Lin Ran in surprise. Why so rushed? Lin Ran, I have food at home, so I won't waste it here. Saying this, he got up and left, giving Chen Qingtian no chance to make him stay. Wu Zhishang, however, made no move at all. He just suddenly remembered something and said from his seat, "Brother Lin, Zhang Xiaonuan wants to work part-time at the company. What do you think about this?" Lin Ran. You could decide on such small matters. Remember, don't come to me for anything other than money. I'm very busy every day. Wu Zhishang. Aj. Chen Qingtian called from behind. Let me know when you've thought it through. Lin Ran was already far away. He raised his hand back towards them and waved, "Got it." Leaving the private restaurant, Lin Ran got directly into the car. To Yao Yao's company. Wang Bao slowly started the Maybach business van. At this moment, Lu Yao was in her office, tapping a finger on the desk, lost in thought. Aaron, could he really be from the Chen family? If Aaron was from the Chen family, would he return to the Chen family? Then he would have relatives, and would those relatives take away Aaron's love? No, Aaron can only be mine. He can only love me alone. No one else can take away his love. But if I really did that, would it be too selfish? Selfish is selfish, there's no problem with that. The key is, will Aaron feel uncomfortable in his heart? Forget it. Let's observe first and see what Aaron plans to do. If he returns to the Chun family because of kinship, then I don't mind snatching him back. If the Chun family dares to stop me, I don't mind letting the Chun family be completely destroyed. There is no room for negotiation on this matter. Aaron can only be hers. Just as Lu Yao was lost in her wild thoughts, Lin Ran arrived. My dearest wife, I didn't send you food today. Did you eat well? Lin Ran cursed inwardly. Damn teammate. If it wasn't to create an opportunity for you, my wife would definitely have eaten my loving lunch. Now Lin Ran felt deep regret. He was still a little lacking towards Lu Yao. If you, Wu Zhishang, can't find a wife, you only sacrifice a lifetime of happiness. If my wife doesn't get to eat the food I send, she might go hungry for an afternoon. Thinking of this, Lin Ran secretly resolved that in the future, no matter how big the matter, Lu Yao must come first. Even if he himself was about to die, he had to report first. Only if Lu Yao agreed could he die. Life and death were small matters. Dying without notifying his wife was a big deal. Lu Yao looked aggrieved, her eyes starting to redden. If anyone else saw this scene, their pupils would quake again. I didn't eat. If you don't send food, I'll starve. Lin Ran's heart ached terribly. He quickly hugged Lu Yao and said, It's my fault. It won't happen again. Let me take you out to eat. A beautiful curve appeared on Lu Yao's lips. I was tricking you. I've already eaten. All right, you're actually starting to learn how to lie. The two frolicked, and played in the office like two little children. After they had had enough fun, Luo Yao snuggled into Lynn Ran's embrace and asked softly, "Aaron went out this morning?" Lynn Ran, "Didn't you already know?" Luo Yao, "The people below only said you went to the company, but they didn't say what you did." Lynn Ran, went to acknowledge relatives. Then Lynn Ran recounted today's events to Luo Yao in full detail. Luo Yao listened very carefully. She was very satisfied that Lynn Ran had hidden nothing from her. "Then what are you planning to do?" Lynn Ran, "Let's see. I haven't decided yet. After all, relatives are cold. Only the one in my arms is warm." Luo Yao's heart skipped a beat. She admitted that Lynn Ran's answer gave her a little pleasant surprise. "Is Chun Chin Tian pretty? How did you meet her?" Lynn Ran shivered all over. Yao, if I said Chun Chin Tian looks like a pile of crap, that would be a lie. But even if she's a heavenly fairy in my eyes, she's not even a fraction as good as you. As for how we met, it was at that auction dinner last time. But I didn't look her straight in the eye the whole time. I only glanced at her sideways." Luo Yao nodded. Of course, she knew what happened that day. Not only Chun Chin Tian, Lynn Ran had also rejected the advances of many fox spirits. The reason she asked was to let Lynn Ran know that she wasn't completely monitoring and controlling him. I believe you. Let me ask you one more thing." Lynn Ran, "Go ahead. Is Zhang Xianwan going to work part-time at your company?" Lynn Ran was instantly petrified. "Isn't it you? I want to meet that lip reader. She's too awesome." Lynn Ran was genuinely curious how a person could clearly observe what he said in a place where he couldn't see them at all. He wanted to learn. "Answer my question." Luo Yao noticed Lynn Ran seemed to have naturally dodged the topic. Lynn Ran also realized he hadn't answered quickly and cursed himself for being stupid. Yao, Wu Zhishang is in charge of the company. It was also him who said Zhang Xianwan wanted to work part-time. It has nothing to do with me. If you don't like it, I'll go tell Wu Zhishang right now." Luo Yao's eyes gradually turned cold. Wu Zhishang seems like he's courting death. Today, not only did he help Chun Chin Tian arrange a meeting with Lynn Ran, but he also wanted to let Zhang Xianwan join the company. He was drifting further and further down the road to death. Seeing Luo Yao's expression, Lynn Ran's heart skipped a beat. Not good. There's murderous intent. He quickly pleaded for Wu Zhishang. "Although Wu Zhishang has already found a way to die, considering he's my childhood friend, please spare his dog life. You tell Wu Zhishang to think before he acts," Luo Yao said coldly. Lynn Ran's mind was full of question marks. He admitted that even now, there were many times he couldn't understand Luo Yao's thoughts. At this moment, Lynn Ran suddenly thought of a phrase between ancient rulers and their ministers. Accompanying a ruler is like accompanying a tiger. "Wifey, you're not afraid I'll fall for Zhang Xianwan, are you? Don't worry, with you around, how could I even look at another woman? Besides, there are many female classmates in the company too. Why are you only worried about Zhang Xianwan?" Luo Yao, "I'm not worried you like her, but that she likes you. I'm not Chinese currency. How could every woman like me?" Lynn Ran was completely bewildered. Luo Yao, "Intuition. Have you met Zhang Xianwan?" "No. Your intuition might be a bit off. It's very accurate." Lynn Ran smiled helplessly. He didn't understand why women always brought up intuition. Even Luo Yao couldn't escape this rule. "All right, I'll tell Wu Zhishang to make Zhang Xianwan scram." Luo Yao was silent for a moment. "You also need to tell him to stay away from you when he has nothing to do." Lynn Ran nodded. "All right, whatever wifey says goes. Listening to wifey makes life happy." He had a dote on his own wife. What would he do? Who made her Luo Yao? Since he chose to love Luo Yao, he had to give up some things because Luo Yao had a pathological possessiveness towards him. As for Wu Zhishang, call if there's something, meet less if there's nothing. It's not that brothers are heartless, but who made my brother have a Yandera wife? Perhaps I'm being too selfish. How about this? You can meet with Wu Zhishang, but if he dares to let other women get close to you, then I will show no mercy and get rid of him. Luo Yao unexpectedly made a concession. She was trying to change to give Lynn Ran a little more freedom. Lynn Ran immediately nodded in agreement. "Wow, wifey, you're so magnanimous. On behalf of Wu Zhishang, I'll say thank you, sister-in-law, for your understanding." Luo Yao patted Lynn Ran's head, about to say something. Suddenly, a rapid knocking sound came from the door. Luo Yao frowned and said, "Come in." Lu Ming pushed open the office door and was startled by Luo Yao's gaze. Did she interrupt CEO Luo's good time? But she was really anxious. "CEO Luo, it's bad. Our group's pharmaceutical company has been exposed for tax evasion. Now, many unfavorable news about the company are spreading like wildfire through various channels. Even many partners have called to inquire. Just now, the manager of the medical company also called. asking what to do now. After listening to Lu Meng's report, Lu Yao squinted her eyes, a strange smile playing on her lips. Interesting. I didn't expect her to still be alive. As the world's largest financial conglomerate, the Luo Group naturally had its share of negative press. But this time, it involved tax evasion, a veritable minefield. Countless companies had met their downfall due to tax issues in the past. If a behemoth like the Luo Group were to collapse, it would not only impact the economy, but also cause significant social unrest. Yet, Lu Yao seemed oblivious to all this. Her only thought was to be close to Lynn Ran, cuddling in the office, cuddling at the mall, cuddling at the manor. Ran, we've had enough fun today, let's go home. All right. Lynn Ran admired Lu Yao's composure, while simultaneously worrying if she had been bewitched by his own good looks. The so-called male femme fatale. How many rulers had fallen at the hands of such beauties? Just as they returned to the manor, Lynn Ran's phone pushed a news notification. He opened it to see. It turned out that the manager of Luo's Pharmaceuticals had personally issued a statement, declaring that Luo's Pharmaceuticals absolutely did not engage in tax evasion. Looking at the comments, Lynn Ran felt a pang of frustration. Although Luo's Pharmaceuticals had responded promptly and public opinion showed a slight shift, the majority of the populace remained unconvinced. It couldn't be helped. For ordinary people harboring resentment towards the wealthy, making money was a sin in itself. Young cowflies and shits, Luo's Pharmaceuticals, as the most important pharmaceutical company under the Luo Group, is actually involved in such dirty dealings. It's an outrage to both gods and men. Picking up trash on Douyin. From today onwards, I will never take any medicine produced by the Luo Group again. Truly disgusting. Stubborn donkey won't be ridden, but some specific effect drugs are only produced by Luo's Pharmaceuticals. Even if you don't take them, others will. A lonely cucumber. I feel like Luo's Pharmaceuticals prices are quite fair. Why would they do something like this? Keyboard warrior roaming the world, just deceiving you ignorant fools. The manufacturing cost of drugs is inherently very low, yet capitalists raise the prices by tens, even hundreds of times. Isn't that black-hearted? Don't cause trouble if your eyesight is bad. Don't they have to spend money on R&D? You think it's only raw material costs? Are labor, site, equipment, and R&D all free? Although Luo's Pharmaceuticals tax evasion is shameful, their efforts cannot be denied. Aren't the drugs they painstakingly developed meant to suck the blood of the common people? Without Lurine can't be a scumbag. I remember someone saying, good medicine doesn't equal good merchandise. Lin Ran read for a long time. He found that most people were still not buying it. Only a very small number showed an improvement in public perception. Ran, what are you looking at? Lin Ran openly handed over his phone. He knew Luo Yao must be aware of these things. Even if he didn't show her, someone else would tell her. Luo Yao glanced at it. Just this? This generation of netizens really lacks attack power. Yao, are you really not worried at all? Worried about what? If I wanted to, I could control public opinion in minutes. All right, that's just like you. Seeing Luo Yao so unconcerned, Lin Ran felt relieved. He knew that if Luo Yao was this calm, she must be confident in resolving the matter. Just as Lin Ran was about to turn off his phone, another trending topic popped up. Shocking. Traitor exposed in Luo's technology, and the reason is actually this. Lin Ran clicked on it, puzzled, and was stunned on the spot. This time, things seemed a bit off. Luo's technology, a research and development unit collaborating with the government, actually had someone sell core technological information to the Japanese. And this person was a member of Luo's technology's expert team. The Luo Group was once again at the center of a storm. People could tolerate tax evasion to some extent, but when it came to matters of national importance, no one could stand for it. So, early the next morning, the area downstairs of the Luo Group building was surrounded. Traitors, get out of China! Traitors, get out of China! Traitors, get out of China! The slogans thundered and banners filled the air. They had no choice but to increase security personnel several-fold. Luo Yao didn't go to work. She didn't want to see those ignorant fools at this time. It was better to wait quietly. Right now, she just wanted to spend quality time with Lin Ran. When the group was in trouble, it was Luo Yao's public holiday. Yao, you don't look worried at all. Anyone who didn't know might think the Luo Group really is full of traitors. Luo Yao, comfortably draped over Lin Ran, didn't want to get down. She wished she could merge her entire being into Lin Ran's body. Don't mind them. Besides, the things being spread now are true. No matter how you try to whitewash it, you can't change the facts. Lin Ran was stunned. He didn't remember this happening in his previous life, and he was sure his memory wasn't muddled. If something this big had occurred, he couldn't possibly have forgotten. That left only one possibility. Luo Yao had deliberately exposed these things. What did she want to achieve through this? The Luo group really has traitors? And tax evasion. Luo Yao nodded. It's true, just not entirely. The smile never left Luo Yao's lips. Lin Ran was completely speechless. He realized he had been a bit too nervous. Luo Yao was never one to be easily manipulated. What was he worried about? Ran, do you want to know why I'm not counterattacking right now? Lin Ran shook his head, indicating he didn't want to know. As long as you're confident you can handle it, that's all that matters. I just want you to be happy. As for me, being a good-for-nothing is quite nice. Lin Ran's words always, intentionally or unintentionally, struck a chord in Luo Yao's heart. No, I told you I won't hide anything from you. I'll tell you now, I'm actually conducting an entrapment. Entrapping whom? A knock sounded at the door. Miss, Old Master Luo has issued a convening order. All Luo family members are to return to the old residence tomorrow. Luo Yao spread her hands, giving Lin Ran a playful look. See, they're here, aren't they? Lin Ran was captivated. He rarely saw Luo Yao with such an adorable expression. Was Luo Yao really changing? Because of him? At the same time, he was horrified. So, Luo Yao was baiting the Luo family members. He knew Luo Yao's relationship with the other Luos wasn't good, especially her immediate relatives, who seemed to be suppressed by her. But as a scion of a prominent family, how could one stand firm without being ruthless? Luo Yao's path to power must have been filled with bloodshed. The status, position, and wealth she now possessed must have been built by stepping on human bones. Lin Ran had never doubted this. If Luo Yao didn't want him to know about those dark things, then he would pretend not to know until one day Luo Yao would realize that he didn't care about them at all. Ran, are you coming to the old residence with me? Lin Ran nodded. I want to be with you. Mainly, if you're not by my side, I can't rest or eat in peace. Luo Yao hugged Lin Ran, her tone light and casual. Don't worry, if any of them dare to bully you, I'll kill that person. Lin Ran thought to himself, is it going to be this exciting? Then I wish them good luck. Luo Yao asked Uncle Fu again, has Luo Wuyo's body been found? No, all the plane wreckage has been recovered, but we haven't found her. I understand, you may go. After Uncle Fu left, the two became lovey-dovey again. Lin Ran, holding her waist, soared to the heavens. Until the next morning. When Lin Ran woke up, the pillow beside him was already empty. The warmth on the bedsheet next to him told him that Luo Yao had woken up long ago. Had Luo Yao gone to the company? Impossible. Weren't they supposed to go to the old residence together today? Suddenly, Lin Ran heard Luo Yao's voice coming from the walk-in closet. Puzzled, Lin Ran walked in and saw a room full of people. There aren't enough clothes here. Tomorrow, clear out Villa No. 2 and turn the whole thing into our ranch walk-in closet. Uncle Fu. Yes, miss. This outfit will surely make Ran look incredibly desirable to conquer. This one is nice too. Ran will instantly transform into an overbearing CEO wearing this. And this one, noble and elegant. Ran will become a refined scoundrel. How can Ran be so versatile? He's too good at feigning. Lin Ran, listening from outside, had a dark expression. My dear wife, these are all your fantasies, okay? When did I ever feign anything? In front of you, I'm as transparent as a paper doll. Uncle Fu in the walk-in closet had an auntie-like smile. It's been a long time since I've seen Miss so happy. The other servants chimed in, agreeing with Luo Yao. Miss, young Master Lin is a natural clothes hanger. He looks good in anything. You're only going to the old residence for a while. He can't wear so many clothes. Luo Yao thought for a moment. It seemed they were right. Young Master Lin, you're awake? Miss is choosing clothes and accessories for you to wear to the old residence today. Uncle Fu was the first to spot Lin Ran eavesdropping at the door. Hearing that Ran was awake, Luo Yao quickly turned around. Looking at Lin Ran's body, she gradually fell into a state of infatuation. Ran, what do you think of this one? It's beautiful. Everything Yao Yao picks is beautiful. Then change into it right now. Lin Ran. All right, what else could he do? Dote on her, of course. Uncle Fu gestured for everyone to leave. In the walk-in closet, Luo Yao had Lin Ran constantly changing outfits. Each time he changed, she would dote on him. Time passed until noon. Lin Ran, dressed impeccably but leaning against the wall, emerged. Uncle Fu quickly. Uncle Fu immediately understood, bringing out various medicinal soups and thoughtfully preparing accompanying vitamins, amino acids, and other health supplements. When they arrived at the dining table, Luo Yao had once again resumed her icy demeanor. Ran, When we go to the old residence today, don't feel any pressure. If anyone provokes you, just slap them directly. I'll have people follow you to ensure no one dares to bully you." Lynn ran, while feeding the little devil, said, but randomly slapping people isn't very good, right? After all, they are your family." "You're wrong, Aran. Remember this. In the entire Luo family, there isn't a single good person. Just treat the other Luo family members as dogs." Lin Ran had a dark expression. "Wasn't Luo Yao being a bit too blunt? Fine, I'll listen to you. Whoever provokes me, I'll first curse their relatives, then slap them." After lunch, Luo Yao and Lin Ran, along with the manor's 28 bodyguards and Uncle Fu, set off for the Luo family's old residence. The car drove for an unknown amount of time, and Lin Ran grew increasingly nervous. In his previous life, he had never been to the Luo family's old residence and had no impression of it. But he could guess that the Luo family members were definitely not easy to deal with. How could a prominent family that had survived for so many years not have its dark secrets? Would he really encounter some oblivious fool today, now that Luo Yao was bringing him back? At this moment, the old residence could already be described as a sea of people. The Luo family's convening order hadn't been issued for a long time, but once used, all Luo family members had to be present, no matter who you were or where you were. Besides Old Master Luo, there was a second master in the Luo family, but he couldn't attend due to cerebral thrombosis. However, he had many children, and his children had children, a joyous profusion. At this time, direct and collateral relatives already numbered in the dozens. The Luo family's old residence wasn't very large, not even a tenth of the size of the manor Lin Ran lived in. Now, with dozens of people in the front courtyard, those who knew it was a family gathering might mistake it for some tourist attraction if they didn't. Although dozens of people were quite a few, compared to the last convening order, the number of people was at least 2/3 less. As for where those people had gone, naturally, Luo Yao had dealt with them. The last convening order was 8 years ago. I didn't expect that after 8 years, we would gather again. Do you still remember what the last convening order was for? How could I forget? It was to bestow Luo Yao with the guardian status. Luo Yao disagreed at the time, in that scene. Luo Yao was simply a devil. Sure, keep your voices down. Luo Yao is the head of the family now, and the Luo family is developing so well. You spend the money she earns every year and still say such things here. Can't we even talk about it? If someone else were the family head, they would support us too. But Luo Yao is crazy. She didn't even want to be a guardian and personally dealt with those people from the main branch. Those were her siblings and elders, even including her parents. Do you think, with your status and position, you have enough lives for her to take? Really, the 2 bodyguards I brought were all stopped outside. There's no other way. Luo Yao has already implemented comprehensive control over the old residence. If it weren't for the old family head still having the convening order, I wouldn't come back here, even if it killed me. These rules need to be changed. A worthless token, treated like a damn imperial edict. You guys are really brave. Don't you know that the gatekeepers of the old residence are all Luo Yao's people now? One person whispered a reminder. The few people discussing instantly fell silent. At this moment, a woman wearing a mask walked into the front hall. The old family head asks who hasn't arrived yet. Only Luo Yao is missing, someone answered. A look of hatred flashed in the masked woman's eyes. Bastard, that girl dares to ignore the family convening order? Men, lock the main gate. The old family head said, since she's not coming, then she doesn't need to come at all. The main gate was slowly closed. The few bodyguards Luo Yao had sent didn't intervene. Instead, they all looked like they were waiting for a good show. Just as the main gate closed, Uncle Fu's voice sounded from outside. The family head has arrived. We request Old Master Luo to personally open the gate to welcome her. Everyone looked at the masked woman, wondering why Old Master Luo hadn't appeared yet. Uncle Fu stood outside the gate holding a box. Just as he was about to call out again, Luo Yao raised her hand to stop him. Not opening the door? Then this door doesn't need to exist. After Luo Yao spoke, Uncle Fu gestured to a few bodyguards. You few go open the door. The people inside were wondering why there was no movement outside when they heard a few slight, unusual sounds. The sounds were very much like hand grenades being thrown. Bang, 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 bang. The sounds, like death itself, spread throughout the entire front courtyard. When the smoke and dust cleared, Luo Yao walked in with a mighty entourage of 30 people. As soon as they walked in, they saw the front courtyard crowded with people, but no one spoke. It was as quiet as a morgue. No one even dared to breathe loudly. At this moment, there were dozens of bustling people in the old residence. Men and women, mostly over 30, with a few younger ones. Luo Yao, you're finally back. The masked woman's voice trembled slightly. The sharp glint of hatred in her eyes was immense. So many of you? Are you planning to attack Iraq? Luo Yao said coldly. Every single person present had a look of bewilderment. Although there were many of them, Luo Yao herself had brought over 30 people. Though not as numerous as them, she had brought them alone. Not talking, Luo Yao spoke coldly. This must be our niece's husband. Come, have a seat. At this moment, a woman with a kind face spoke, adopting an elder's demeanor. Luo Yao ignored her, and Lynn Ran naturally wouldn't acknowledge this woman either. Luo Yao, I let you speak, not to spout nonsense. The woman's face flushed with embarrassment, but she didn't dare say much. Where's the old man? What does he mean by issuing that useless order? Luo Yao thought about burning that so-called convening order today. The old family head is in the rear hall. Shouldn't you go see him first? The masked woman spoke again. Luo Wuo, why are you wearing a mask and acting so mysterious? That's right, the masked woman was indeed Luo Wuo. Lin Ran had recognized her voice too. He had a rather deep impression of this woman. She really hadn't died. To survive in a tampered plane, she was truly lucky. Luo Wuo's hatred was overwhelming. She wore a mask because she was injured. Last time, shortly after she left, she discovered a problem with the plane. Opening the escape pod, she found no survival gear at all. So, she prepared to jump from the plane just as it was about to disintegrate upon landing, even though the risk was enormous. But she was injured during the plane's descent, causing her to jump only at the last moment. The plane was too close to her, and the explosion wave hit her. She suffered extensive burns all over her body, including her face, but luckily, her life was spared. Didn't expect me to still be alive, did you? Luo Yao's face showed mockery. This isn't the first time you've said that. Every time you say it, it only proves you've endured inhuman torture. So what if you're alive? Luo Wuo. Very good, Luo Yao. You're truly ruthless, completely disregarding the bond between us as aunt and niece. Everyone was bewildered. Only now did they realize that the masked woman was Luo Wuo. But why was the conversation between this aunt and niece so strange? Luo Yao walked up to Luo Wuo. If you have something to say, say it. If you have to fart, then fart. Luo Wuo leaned gently towards Luo Yao's ear. We have news of second uncle. With his support, how long do you think you can remain the family head? Luo Yao narrowed her eyes. So the fish behind the scenes was him. Luo Yao, are you going to the rear hall to see your grandfather? Everyone thought Luo Yao wouldn't agree, but unexpectedly, Luo Yao actually nodded. All right. Then she turned to Lin Ran. Hubby, wait for me here for a bit. Okay, carrot v carrot? Luo Yao didn't want to bring Lin Ran. Lin Ran nodded. He knew this place was already under Luo Yao's control, and there were special personnel protecting him. Plus, Luo Yao had a Q gun, so he wasn't too worried. After Luo Yao and Luo Wuo left, the people in the front hall looked at Lin Ran strangely. Is this Luo Yao's male pet? Niece's husband? Would you like something to eat? The woman from before spoke again. Just then, a voice rang out. Second aunt, why do you care about him? He's just a pet kept by that crazy woman Luo Yao. Exactly, pretty boys are the most annoying. Lin Ran, you guys are courting death. At this moment, an older man stepped forward. He was Luo Yao's paternal cousin, named Luo Dishi. Kid, this is the Luo family's old residence. I advise you to behave yourself. Lin Ran, have I done anything? Look at you, a grown man. What good can't you do? You have to be a pretty boy. Luo Yao too. It's bad enough she has a problematic personality, but her lifestyle is also indecent. She can even do something like keeping a man. Despicable. Lin Ran was instantly enraged by Luo Dishi's words. He could be insulted, but not his wife. Lin Ran rushed over and delivered a hard slap, stunning Luo Dishi on spot. You dare hit me? Luo Dishi was incredulous. A pretty boy dared to hit him. Just as Luo Dishi was about to retaliate, he heard a series of click-clack sounds. Uncle Fu directed the bodyguards to aim at Luo Dishi. If Lin Ran gave the order now, Luo Dishi would immediately be riddled like a sieve. Luo Dishi was so scared he immediately raised his hands, looking utterly bewildered. Lin Ran delivered another hard slap. You can curse me, but if you curse my wife, who else would I slap but you? Luo Dishi exploded. He hadn't expected Lin Ran to still hit him even after he had shown signs of surrender. So he roared in anger. I am Luo Yao's older brother. I'll have her beat you to death. Lin Ran delivered another hard slap. Damn it, keep your voice down. The filthy water from your mouth is spraying out. It's disgusting. Lin Ran showed Luo Dishi no mercy. This scene was witnessed by all the Luo family members. This man seemed different from the legends. Just as the scene was about to spiral out of control, the woman from before stepped out to mediate. She was Luo Yao's biological second aunt by marriage, named by Yaolian, a name meaning emerging from mud unstained, cleansing in clear ripples without being seductive. She was also Luo Lauer's, second Luo's, legal wife. We're all family, what are you doing? Dishi, you too. Even if Luo Yao is indecent and a slut, they're a legally married couple now. How can you speak like that? Bai Yaolian wanted to display her status while also doing them both a favor. Everyone, give me some face, let's just drop it. Lynn Ran turned around and slapped Bai Yaolian so hard her face contorted. Bai Yaolian looked at Lynn Ran in disbelief. Why did you hit me? Lynn Ran berated her to her face. I see your mouth isn't for speaking, it's for being despicable. Not a single good word comes out of it. It would be my fault if I didn't slap you for not having hands. You still dare ask me for face? You're truly trampling face underfoot like an insole, and walking quite merrily at that. At this moment, another man stood up. He was Luo Yao's paternal uncle's younger cousin, Luo Wumu, old Master Luo's biological nephew. Lin Ran, don't act crazy here, just because you have Luo Yao's backing. You should know this is the Luo family. That damn girl Luo Yao is also a Luo. I am her cousin uncle. You should also call me uncle. If you don't give your aunt face, you should at least give your uncle face. For uncle's sake, tell those people to put down their QS guns. Luo Wumu thought, stinky woman, you're nothing. It still depends on me, a man of the Luo family. Smack. Lin Ran's slap, though delayed, arrived. He thought this man might actually say something decent, but it turned out he was thinking too much. I am Luo Yao's older paternal cousin, Luo Daimiai. Give me some face. Smack. I am Luo Yao's younger paternal cousin, Luo Dichuan. Smack. I am Luo Yao's paternal aunt, Luo Woody. Smack. I am Luo Yao's older paternal cousin, Luo... Smack. Lin Ran was tired of hitting. He bent over and roared hysterically. Yes. There. Anyone else who wants me to give them face. Arrogant, too arrogant. Lin Ran was like a mad dog. Actually, he couldn't quite understand why the Luo family members were so deserving of a beating. His wife had said to just treat the Luo family as dogs. Beat them when they needed beating, curse them when they needed cursing. When a dog barks wildly, the owner must discipline it. Although Luo Yao was a psycho, she rarely attacked innocent people. All those she dealt with were enemies. Since Luo Yao could say such a thing, it proved that everyone in the Luo family was an enemy. No, an enemy dog. The people in the front hall were all dumbfounded. Crazy, this Lin Ran was a lunatic. Indeed, two different kinds of people couldn't sleep in the same bed. For Luo Yao to find Lin Ran as a husband, it was truly like fish with fish, shrimp with shrimp, turtle with bastard. This Lin Ran was just like Luo Yao, a crazy couple. Those Luo family descendants whose faces had been slapped all had anger in their eyes. But fortunately, it had indeed quieted down a lot. There was no other way. If they dared to speak, Lin Ran would really hit them, without any hesitation. If it weren't for Uncle Fu and his men holding guns, they would have wanted to tear Lin Ran apart by now. An outsider had slapped so many Luo family members one by one in the Luo family's old residence. Looking at him panting, it seemed he was even tired from hitting. Lin Ran definitely wouldn't indulge these people. His mindset had already undergone earth-shattering changes. Being with Luo Yao meant becoming what Luo Yao wanted him to be. That way, Luo Yao wouldn't worry about him running away, because they were the same kind of people. Besides, these people might have all bullied Luo Yao in the past. They deserved to be beaten to death. As Luo Yao's husband, he had no reason to give these people face. If one day, Luo Yao became the target of public criticism, these people would surely grind her bones to dust and be just as cruel to him. Lin Ran was very clear about this. If Luo Yao lived, he would accompany her. If Luo Yao died, he would follow. And at this moment in the rear hall, Luo Yao looked coldly at the two people before her. Where is Luo Lauer? Tell me, and I can spare your lives. Old Master Luo held the convening order in his hand, stroking it with great delight. The convening order didn't even summon him back. Who do you think he's hiding from? Luo Yao glanced at the two indifferently, her gaze as if looking at two dogs. It doesn't matter. As long as he's still alive, he'll show up sooner or later. As for you two, whether you live or die is hard to say. Just then, a knock sounded at the door. The three people in the room and Luo Yao's two bodyguards all frowned. Who would dare to disturb them at this time? One of the Luo family disciples outside said, "Old master, it's bad. Lin Ran is on a killing spree in the front hall." Almost every Luo family disciple has had their face slapped by him. What? Old Master Luo was so angry he almost recovered on the spot. And outside, just as Lin Ran was preparing to unleash another round of hard slaps backed by his bodyguard team. "Stop!" Luo Wuo pushed Old Master Luo out. Old Master Luo was furious. Although he couldn't see, he had heard clearly from the person who reported just now. He had been enraged at that moment, and had even ordered Luo Yao to go out and beat Lin Ran to death. Unexpectedly, Luo Yao directly taught him a lesson with a slap. Old Master Luo was helpless and could only come out himself. He thought Luo Yao was merely dissatisfied with him ordering her around, never imagining to what extent Luo Yao would indulge Lin Ran. Last time, when he spied on Lin Ran, Luo Yao had borrowed his pair of eyes, but he fundamentally didn't believe Luo Yao had gouged out his eyes for Lin Ran's sake. He only thought that his act of spying on Lin Ran had provoked Luo Yao's displeasure. What she hated was just that feeling. And since he was an old man with one foot in the grave, and Luo Yao had always been a psycho, such an incident wasn't surprising. But this time was different. With so many people present, could Luo Yao still shield Lin Ran in front of everyone? "You are the Luo family head. Lin Ran is just your plaything." However, next, he would find out just how outrageously wrong he was. "Lin Ran, you, an outsider, dare to hit people in my Luo family in the Luo family's front hall in front of the ancestral tablets? Do you think my Luo family has no one?" Just then, the muzzles of all the bodyguards' guns simultaneously aimed at Old Master Luo. Hearing this sound, Old Master Luo was startled. He was too familiar with this sound. Back when he was still the family head, he was also a legally armed individual. Seeing Old Master Luo come out to take charge, people began to cry and complain one after another. "Old Master, you must seek justice for us. This pretty boy slapped me several times." Yes, relying on their numbers and QS, guns, they're completely lawless in our Luo family. Well, my face is all swollen. My girlfriend will definitely despise me when I go back. Bai Yaolin's eyes darted. "What are you all saying? Lin Ran is just playing around with us. Besides, there are 30 of them. Even if they really fought with so many of us, we wouldn't." She couldn't continue because she saw Uncle Fu open the box in his hand and take out a Gatling gun. She swallowed hard and instantly fell silent. The entire place was once again dead silent. Those who were complaining stopped. They were all pondering one question. Was Luo Yao too crazy, or was Lin Ran too arrogant? Luo Yao looked at the pitiful blind man in the wheelchair, wondering if she should make him deaf and mute today. "Old man, I see you're recovering quite well. You can even speak to our Ran with such vigor." Old Master Luo listened attentively to Luo Yao's voice, his face expressionless, but in his heart, he thought it was best to stabilize the situation first and not let Luo Yao go crazy. "Ahem, let's not talk about these things for now. Since we're all in the front hall, Luo Yao, you should kowtow to the ancestors." Luo Yao walked over, took Lin Ran's hand, and led him step by step to the ancestral tablets in the front hall. Everyone automatically made way. Was Luo Yao going to kowtow with her man to gain the recognition of the Luo family and the ancestors? Before Old Master Luo could say anything, Luo Yao directly pressed Lin Ran into the seat of honor, while she herself looked at the ancestral tablets with a strange expression. Old Master Luo couldn't see Luo Yao's position, but he could hear. "We'll let you sit there. How can a woman sit in the main seat? Hurry up and kowtow to the ancestors. Do you know why the tablets of every generation of Luo family heads are enshrined in the front hall? It's to let you descendants show filial piety in the front hall." Luo Yao directly and openly sat in Lin Ran's lap, looking at Old Master Luo with eyes full of mockery. "I am a family head. Lin Ran is my husband. It's perfectly reasonable for him to sit here. Are you not convinced?" Old Master Luo was stunned. He just thought it was Luo Yao sitting there. "You let an outsider sit in my Luo family's main seat." Luo Yao flew over to Old Master Luo, and a slap sent him tumbling from his wheelchair to the ground. "To me, you are the outsiders. Our Ran is family." Luo Yao's action of slapping someone at this moment was exactly the same as Lin Ran's earlier actions, making everyone exclaim inwardly, so similar. Old Master Luo was furious. "You dare hit me? Crazy, there's no law and order anymore. Luo family disciples, are you just going to watch a woman bully me here?" At this moment, the entire front hall was dead silent. Everyone looked at each other. No one spoke. Their gazes clearly meant it's best to just look after oneself. The old man is courting death, Don't drag us down with him. Old Master Luo hadn't expected his former prestige to have vanished completely. He laughed 3 times. Ha, ha, ha. Good, good, you're all very good. Saying this, he propped himself up and slowly fumbled his way back into the wheelchair. Luo Yao, since you won't give me, your grandfather, any face, I'll be direct. Hearing this, Lynn felt a headache coming on. Why do the Luo family members love to treat insoles as face? The Luo group has encountered such a huge problem under your management. You're no longer fit to be the family head. Step down now. Luo Yao's eyes were as clear as a young girl's. What nonsense are you talking about? Was it the Luo group declining day by day when it was in your hands? Look at the people here. Does anyone speak up for you? All right, you can't see. Then listen. Who is speaking up for you? When I manage the Luo group, these guys get far more money to squander than when you were managing it. However, since they dared to provoke our Ran today, from now on, they can fend for themselves. I, Luo Yao, will not give them another cent. Luo Yao's words exploded in the venue like the little boy bomb, capable of destroying everyone. Luo Yao, you're going too far with this. The Luo family's ancestral rule is that all living elders within 3 generations are taken care of by the Luo family. That's right, and the annual living expenses are also drawn from a small portion of the Luo family's foundation. This has no impact on the Luo group at all. It's fine not to distribute money, but if you divide the treasures in the Luo family's dragon vein, we'll agree. Yes, otherwise you're disrespecting the ancestors. When it came to benefits, those who had planned to remain silent as gold all protested. If they didn't have the Luo family's allowance, their quality of life would plummet, like falling from the clouds straight to hell. Even the most distant 3rd-generation families received millions each year. Old Master Luo also spoke. Luo Yao, with the ancestors above, is this how you show filial piety? Luo Yao stared at the abruptly prominent tablets in the front hall, her eyes full of disdain. Ancestral tablets? Fine. Don't you want to show filial piety in the front hall? Uncle Fu, miss, demolish them. Uncle Fu led his men and swept away all the tablets, smashing them to smithereens on the spot. Everyone watched dumbfounded as the events unfolded. No one had expected that after 8 years, Luo Yao would become even crazier and more arrogant. But due to the deterrence of the QS, guns, no one intervened. Old Master Luo trembled with anger. Stop, you crazy girl. Do you want to be cursed by your ancestors for being unfilial after you die? Luo Yao slowly walked up to Old Master Luo, looking down at this grandfather. You can't even look up to me. What qualifications do you have to order me? And what qualifications do you have to call yourself an elder? You. No matter what, I am your grandfather. How am I not an elder? Old Master Luo was so angry his beard flew up. After several years, he could only resort to his status as her grandfather. Luo Yao watched as Uncle Fu finished smashing, then looked down at Old Master Luo and slowly spoke. All right, now everyone has lost their ancestors. There's no way to show filial piety anymore. Lynn thought to himself, as expected of my wife, she's much more formidable than I am when she does things. He had only tortured and beaten Lin Tianba. Luo Yao, on the other hand, had directly wiped out her own 18 generations of ancestors. Luo Yao looked at Old Master Luo, who was too angry to speak. What struck dumb? If you like being mute, then stay mute forever. Luo Yao's words were gems, every sentence terrifying. Everyone present sucked in a cold breath. The familiar sense of fear washed over them once again. But no one dared to stand up for Old Master Luo. Many here were direct descendants, but not from the main lineage. According to Luo family rules, non-main lineage members were not to interfere in main lineage disputes. As for the main lineage, unfortunately, they were pitifully few. The only potentially sound one, Luo Lauer, was nowhere to be found. None of Luo Yao's several older brothers had come. Perhaps they simply couldn't. Old Master Luo began to panic. He never imagined Luo Yao would be like this. It all seemed to have started changing because of Lin Ran. Perhaps he was wrong from the very beginning? Luo Yao didn't treat Lin Ran as a plaything, but truly considered herself Lin Ran's wife? What a joke. That was emotionless Luo Yao. You can't touch me. I am your grandfather. Luo Yao narrowed her eyes. It seems you didn't learn your lesson from last time. Then I'll borrow something else from you. You and Luo Wuo were planning to incite these people to seize power, weren't you? You truly are father and daughter. Both love to play at conspiracies. But I tell you, when it comes to conspiracies, you'd have to be my grandson. Saying this, Luo Yao was about to make a move. Stop. Luo Wuo's voice was clear and captivating. Luo Yao indeed stopped her actions, a chilling arc forming on her lips. Luo Yao, what skill is there in bullying an old man? Luo Wuo finally couldn't take it anymore. Although she didn't like old Master Luo either, now was not the time to disregard an ally. Luo Yao spoke softly, word by word. Then how about I bully you? Luo Wuo was silent for a moment, then asked, what will it take for you to let my father go? Luo Yao, asking when you already know? Tell me where Luo Lao is, and I'll let you, father and daughter, go. Luo Wuo thought for a moment. Just as she was about to speak, old Master Luo said resentfully, do you think we'll tell? The moment these words were out, Luo Yao casually moved her hand, directly pinching old Master Luo's mouth. The dagger took only a second to complete its devastating work. Only after the dagger was withdrawn did old Master Luo feel the pain. Luo Yao's attack on old Master Luo was even more ruthless than her previous one on Lin Jian. Last time with Lin Jian, she was disgusted by a drop of his blood splattering on her hand, so she pulled the dagger out before completely mashing his tongue. But this time with old Master Luo, she had dodged the path of blood in advance. And Luo Wuo just watched Luo Yao complete this action, without even trying to save him. This scene stunned everyone. All the Luo family disciples lowered their heads. Many couldn't bear to watch, but the sound of that miserable scream was enough to make one's hair stand on end. And Luo Wuo, her pupils quaked. As the saying goes, laymen watch the fun, experts see the skill. Luo Yao's movements just now were fast, accurate, and ruthless, completed in less than a second. This level of skill had almost brought this technique to perfection. Luo Wuo was horrified. She knew that to reach this stage required not only skill, but also experience. Every famous doctor had to kill many patients to become famous. It was nothing else but practice makes perfect. Luo Yao must have done such things many, many times, far more than herself. Luo Wuo's brain felt somewhat insufficient at this moment. Luo Yao had also emerged at 18. Why was she so much more formidable than herself? She used to think that if one day she had a life-and-death struggle with Luo Yao, she might give it a try, but now that thought was directly snuffed out. Luo Yao found old Master Luo's voice too grating and kicked him in the mouth. I asked you just now, and you didn't say. Now it's fine, no need to say. Luo Wuo reacted, rushing over to support old Master Luo. Dad, how are you? Old Master Luo. Dad, what are you saying? Luo Wuo looked at Luo Yao with a mixture of hatred and fear. Luo Yao, what exactly do you want? Luo Yao looked puzzled. What do you mean, what do I want? Weren't you the ones who issued the convening order? Two things. First, hand over the family head's key to me. Second, hand over Luo Lao to me. What Luo Yao wanted was very important, involving the Luo family's dragon vein. No one knew what was inside. The key was in two parts. One part was in the hands of the family head, but Luo Yao had obtained the position of family head through slaughter, so she never got the key. This was also old Master Luo's last trump card for survival. The other half of the key was supposed to be in the hands of the guardian, but the previous guardian, Luo Wuo, was a failed guardian, so the key was temporarily kept by Luo Lao, Luo Yao's biological second uncle, under the pretext that Luo Wuo was not yet qualified. Later, Luo Yao returned, but she refused to become a guardian and engaged in widespread killing, and Luo Lao disappeared. Everyone thought Luo Lao had been imprisoned by Luo Yao. No one had ever opened the Luo family treasure. They only heard that both keys were needed to open it. But for many, many years, no guardian and family head of the Luo family had ever reached a consensus to open it. Luo Yao didn't necessarily need this key. She just wanted to see what was inside. Was it something she needed? Initially, Luo Yao didn't know about the key. It was only after Luo Lao disappeared that she found out. Luo Lao was also the most ruthless man of the previous Luo generation. Don't even dream about it. You, a woman, by what right do you control the Luo family's enterprises? I advise you to quickly hand over the Luo group. Since old Master Luo couldn't speak, Luo Wuo answered for him. She had just realized why her father hadn't handed over the key for so many years. It was to save his life. Only with the key would Luo Yao not kill him. Luo Yao not talking? Then don't talk. Uncle Fu, send this woman back to that place. She doesn't need to come out for the rest of her life. Yes. Luo Wuo froze, then a chill ran through her entire body. The last time Luo Yao sent her there, it took her so many years to escape. Was she going back now? Luo Yao's contemptuous gaze looked down upon the world. Luo Wuo looked up. This scene was so similar to that year. Luo Wuo, if it weren't to test if you could lure out Luo Lauer, do you think you could have escaped? What? Luo Wuo felt as if struck by lightning. She finally understood why a place so heavily guarded would let her seize an opportunity to escape. It turned out all of this had been designed by Luo Yao long ago. She was her pawn, and old Master Luo was also her pawn. She had never cared about any so-called kinship. Ha! Ha! Ha ha ha! Luo Wuo ripped the mask from her face, revealing a truly monstrous look. Lynn Ran was startled. This was too ugly. The burns covering her entire face formed a stark contrast to her previous charm. So we were all your pawns? Ha! Luo Yao, oh Luo Yao, you truly are heartless and loveless. Saying this, Luo Wuo glanced at Lynn Ran. Little brother, you need to be careful. This woman will not love you. She will only use you. Uncle Fu quickly had people tie up Luo Wuo. Luo Wuo frowned. No, she still had to resist a little. What if, just as she got up, a dart hit her neck and anesthetic was instantly injected? Luo Wuo, it's over. Luo Yao turned to look at Lynn Ran, appearing somewhat flustered. She admitted that Luo Wuo's words just now had made her a little worried. She was afraid Lynn Ran would really believe Luo Wuo. In this world, everyone could be a pawn, but her Ran was not. Lynn Ran, I love you. Wife, you are the best. Luo Yao breathed a sigh of relief, her icy gaze slowly sweeping across the entire room. At this moment, those Luo family members also recalled how crazy Luo Yao used to be. Apart from Luo Wuo, her father, and Luo Yao, there wasn't a single direct descendant standing here now. Why? Was it because no one was born? It was because in this very place, there had been a purge back then. That time, how many direct descendants of the Luo family had fallen? You've eaten the Luo family's food for so many years, and yet you still dare to disrespect our Ran. Just as these people were about to argue, Luo Yao said coldly, throw them all out. From now on, these people are no longer under the Luo family's jurisdiction. Uncle Fu acted immediately. Luo Yao came to Lynn Ran. Ran, were you hitting them for me just now? Luo Yao had heard the servant's report. The reason Lynn Ran got angry and slapped faces was all because of their vile mouths. Yeah, they can insult me, but if they say anything about you, I'll definitely slap them. They even wanted me to give them face. If I give them face just because they ask, wouldn't I lose face? Luo Yao was overjoyed. Meanwhile, those people from the old residence were being driven out by the bodyguards Luo Yao had brought under the threat of QS guns. Once outside, under the threat of rows of firearms, Uncle Fu achieved the feat of leaving one hand of each person behind without making a sound. From this day forward, there were few whole people left in the Luo family, including second aunt by Yaolian. Besides having one hand cut off, she also had her tongue left behind, more than others. Uncle Fu thought for a moment, and then had someone remove her 2 rubber balls as well. He hasn't appeared yet, so he probably won't. Only then did Uncle Fu let them release her. By Yaolian was picked up by others. Uncle Fu returned to the old residence. Miss, everyone has left. Ran, let's go. I don't feel comfortable here. All right. Lynn Ran stood up, indicating that today's show was very exciting, just a bit regrettable that there were no melon seeds or drinks. Passing by the wheelchair, old Master Luo had already fainted from pain. Luo Yao had someone take him to the rear hall to fend for himself. But Luo Yao knew that old Master Luo would definitely try to survive, because he hadn't yet reclaimed his position. What a pity. What would happen when, after you reclaimed it, you discovered that the Luo group no longer belonged to the Luo family? I'm really looking forward to it. Returning to the manor, it was already the latter half of the night. Luo Yao looked at the soundly sleeping Lynn Ran, unwilling to wake him. She stayed with him in the car until dawn. Ran, you will always be by my side like this, right? Lynn Ran didn't answer, because he was truly asleep. Luo Yao just watched him quietly. Lynn Ran slowly woke up and was startled to find that the sky outside the car window was beginning to lighten. Looking beside him, Luo Yao was peacefully asleep, leaning on his lap. Lynn Ran gently took off his clothes and covered her with them. By the time Lynn Ran's legs had completely lost all sensation, Luo Yao turned over. Ran, you can only belong to me. Luo Yao even talked in her sleep. Don't worry, even if my whole family dies, I won't leave you. Lynn Ran made a promise. Luo Yao seemed to hear it and slept even more soundly. But the good times didn't last long. Luo Yao already had a sleep disorder. Being able to sleep for a while in this environment was already a blessing from heaven. Soon, she woke up. Seeing Lynn Ran just quietly watching her, The happiness in Luo Yao's heart was about to overflow from her eyes. Having just woken up, Luo Yao's voice was a bit hoarse. "Aran, have you been with me this whole time?" Luo Yao naturally stretched out her hands, asking for a hug. Lynn ran bent down, picked her up, opened the car door, and as soon as he stepped out, he knelt on the ground. Uncle Fu, who had been waiting outside the car, was so scared he quickly moved a large distance away. "Young Master Lin, I can't accept this." Lin Ran's legs were a bit numb. After Luo Yao got out of his arms, she supported Lin Ran as they slowly walked towards the house. Lin Ran said awkwardly to Uncle Fu, "Just consider it our wedding, paying respects to you, the only elder." Luo Yao's pace faltered slightly, but she didn't refute, instead continuing to support Lin Ran. Uncle Fu behind them stood rooted to the spot, his whole person having crashed. Lin Ran's words had deeply shaken him, leaving him in a state of confusion. "Am I worthy?" After resting at the manor for another day, Luo Yao decided not to wait any longer. If Luo Lauer didn't appear by tomorrow morning, she planned to resolve the Luo group's negative news. She couldn't let this guy delay the Luo group from continuing to make money. She still had a husband to support. Even though her husband didn't spend much money now, who knew? One day, he might learn to spend money and become extravagant. She had to earn more. It wouldn't do if she couldn't provide for her husband's spending. The next day, Luo Yao went to the company, while Lin Ran went to the media company. There were some things he was preparing to push forward. He and Wu Zhishang began discussing filming short videos. This had been planned when the company was first established. It was a new track. As a track that was about to become mainstream, Lin Ran didn't intend to give it up. Luo Yao was rich. He didn't need to start a business at all. Everything he was doing now was to earn a little pocket money to make Luo Yao happy, and incidentally, to help Wu Zhishang reach the peak of his life. What do normal people lack when starting a business? It's never technology or labor, but money. Lin Ran just happened to be the one with money. Money can solve most of the world's troubles. If it can't, it just means there isn't enough money. After discussing the short video matter, Wu Zhishang asked a question that made Lin Ran fall into deep thought. "Brother Lin, how are you considering the kinship test?" Facing Wu Zhishang's inquiry, Lin Ran didn't answer. If Wu Zhishang hadn't asked, he would have almost forgotten. "I'll think about it again. This matter isn't urgent for a day or two, right?" Wu Zhishang nodded, then said indignantly, "I heard Lu Rushu has been very happy these past few days, bad-mouthing the Luo group all over school. What should we do about this?" "Brother Lin, does sister-in-law's company really have a traitor?" Lin Ran didn't answer this question either, but asked, "Where's Shun Jingbing?" "He's resting at home. He should be here soon." Speak of the devil, Shun Jingbing arrived at the company, looking happy to see Lin Ran. "Big brother, you're here." Lin Ran nodded. I have a task for you. Do you know the foreign languages department at Kyoto University?" Shun Jingbing shook his head. "I don't know, but I can go ask around." Lin Ran patted Shun Jingbing's shoulder. "Little Shun, you know what? I like your cleverness and ability to get things done the most. That Lu Rushu is in the foreign languages department. Go find her, teach her a lesson. I don't want to see her face without swelling one day." Shun Jingbing patted his chest. "Don't worry, big brother, leave this small matter to me." Half an hour later, Kyoto University female dormitory. A seductively dressed woman wearing a headscarf walked in. Another half an hour later, a satisfied-looking man walked out. The dormitory matron watched, completely bewildered. There was an unwritten rule in universities. Girls could enter male dormitories, but males could not enter female dormitories. This man had never been seen entering the dormitory. How did he come out from inside? The dorm matron was truly dumbfounded. At the same time, Lin Ran's phone received a video, which looked quite pleasing to the eye. Video. Lu Rushu, looking disheveled, asked, "What are you doing? You lunatic, how did you get in?" Shun Jingbing. Boss instructed that her face must not be allowed to lose its swelling. He also said to keep tracking her and bring something back. At the same time, in the hospital, Lu Yume also showed a long-lost smile. Heaven has eyes. The Luo group is in trouble." Lu Yume shouted excitedly, holding her phone. For them, Lin Ran was certainly hateful, but Luo Yao was even more detestable. That little witch must be in a very bad mood right now. Maybe she'll take it out on Lin Ran. Husband, go save little Ran. Lu Yume, realizing her earlier loss of composure, immediately adjusted. She had been in the hospital for the past few days and hadn't paid attention to other matters. Only now, with her arm a bit more mobile, did she see the phone messages. Lin Tianba remained silent throughout. He had seen Lu Yume's behavior just now. After thinking about it, he let it go. Luo Yao had treated them that way. and now that the Luo group was in trouble, it was normal for Lu Yao to rejoice in their misfortune. But to ask him to save Lin Ran? Why are you still so naive and kind? Lin Ran no longer considers us family. Why should I go save him? Besides, I don't have the ability to save him. Lin Jian, due to his slurred speech, didn't say anything, but the expression on his face showed he was in a rather good mood. Lin Tianba. Moreover, although the Luo group has some negative news, it's inconsequential to Luo Yao. She's not like us. Even if she goes bankrupt, she's still a huge mountain. Lin Tianba had been in the business world. Even if he hadn't done very well, he was clear about many things. As for that unfilial son Lin Ran, let's not mention him, unless he... Forget it. Lin Tianba still wanted Lin Ran to kowtow, admit his mistake, and provide money, but thinking of Lin Ran's attitude, he felt it would be very difficult. Lin Jian rolled his eyes, indicating he didn't want to speak. Actually, he had known about the Luo group's troubles for a while, and had even considered whether to stand by Luo Yao's side as the young master of the Lin family to support her. But thinking about how Luo Yao had treated him last time, he felt disheartened. He just wanted to stand in for his brother. What was wrong with that? Lu Yao frowned in thought. She had indeed gotten a bit carried away with excitement just now. The Luo group even has traitors and engages in tax evasion. Why haven't the officials stepped in to manage it yet? Lin Tianba was stunned, looking at Lu Yao incredulously. He admitted that Lu Yao, who usually paid no attention to worldly affairs, had indeed hit the nail on the head. The officials, as China's highest authority, how could they turn a blind eye? Just then, a piece of news shattered the Lin family's happiness. Luo Yao's objective was very clear. Since Luo Lauer wasn't appearing, she wouldn't wait any longer. She would resolve the company's negative news and, incidentally, push Luo's pharmaceuticals to the top spot among pharmaceutical companies. Actually, Luo Lauer had already made a move, but unexpectedly, he was suppressed by Luo Yao's force. This battle for succession ended with Luo Yao's victory almost as soon as it began. As for Luo Lauer, hiding in the shadows, he could only continue to hide. The Luo group directly published its tax statements, which indeed did not match its revenue. But shortly after, a donation record showed that Luo's pharmaceuticals have been donating vast amounts of supplies, funds, and medicines to society free of charge every year in recent years, with figures so large they were shocking. The officials also issued a statement at the first opportunity to confirm this. Or rather, it could be said they were just waiting for Luo Yao to act, and then they would vouch for such a national enterprise at the earliest moment. If Luo Yao hadn't deliberately suppressed it, they would have spoken out as soon as the negative news broke. Domestically, uncompensated donations and financial aid were inherently tax-exempt. Although these things generated turnover, costs, and profits, they had all been donated. That's why the financial reports and tax reports didn't match. In fact, normal enterprises all make donations, so discrepancies are normal, but donations as massive as Luo's pharmaceuticals were simply unheard of. This led many people not to think in this direction. After the official confirmation, the Luo group not only improved its reputation, but even surpassed its previous glory in one fell swoop. Stubborn duck mouth no longer hard. I admit I spoke too loudly before. The Luo group is a national enterprise. I want to say sorry to my previous dirty thoughts. My keyboard is Son's parents. Who knows if it's true or false? Roaming between two gaps, some people's mouths are harder than a duck's. The officials have already confirmed it, and they're still being sour here. Zon Madman's mom is still around. Stop arguing, you guys upstairs. Whether there was tax evasion is not important at all. Treason is what we cannot tolerate. I'm the lowest. That's right, Luo group, get out of China. However, just as many trolls were still spouting nonsense, the Luo group once again officially announced a bombshell. The latest 6th-generation anti-cancer drug has been successfully developed by Luo's pharmaceuticals. Clinical trials will begin within half a month, and it will be launched on the market within 3 months. Furthermore, negotiations with the government have been completed, and it will be included in medical insurance after its launch. This news directly ignited the public. It was known that the Luo group had started R&D on the 6th-generation anti-cancer drug as early as 3 years ago. It was said to be capable of unconventional targeted therapy for cancer. The biggest differences between the 6th-generation anti-cancer drug and previous ones were 2 points. First, higher efficacy, even offering a possibility of recovery for patients with non-special types of cancer. Second, fewer side effects, much safer than traditional radiotherapy, chemotherapy, laser therapy, and cryotherapy. Although there were still side effects for cancer patients suffering greatly, these side effects were considered negligible. There was also a very important point: inclusion in medical insurance. In China's medical insurance system, 9 major categories of drugs were not included, the first being anti-cancer drugs. This meant that most anti-cancer drugs previously required self-payment. Now, this one from Luo's Pharmaceuticals had been specially approved for inclusion. Lips smeared with honey. Damn it. Who said the Luo Group is an unscrupulous enterprise? Stand up and give me a piece of your mind. He who is near pigs eats. What? The traitor is starting to whitewash themselves. Global limited edition idiot. My silence is deafening. Let's wait and see. With all these waves, I don't dare to speak anymore. In just one short hour, public sentiment had completely shifted from revilement to suspicion and then to admiration. But it wasn't over. Soon, another official statement completely plunged the entire nation into dead silence. Official. Recently, rumors about a traitor appearing in Luo's technology have been spreading wantonly on the internet and some social media platforms, causing great distress and adverse effects to related entities, such as companies, organizations, and individuals. To set the record straight, maintain normal social order, and protect the legitimate rights and interests of related entities, this statement is hereby issued as follows. Statement content at hashtag #yen%. Everyone stared, dumbfounded. Can't eat 10 bulls in one bite. So, the Luo Group didn't harbor a traitor, but handed that traitor over to the authorities immediately? The official said he won't be getting out for the rest of his life. Is that true? So Handsome got hacked. I told you so. How could a company whose donation figures are longer than my lifespan do such a thing? Durian and fro. But there was still a traitor, Harry Potter the Great. Didn't you read the official statement? That guy was originally Japanese, just born in China, and followed his mother's household registration. So he counted as Chinese. Masked blind man. Actually, many research teams have many foreigners. This is very normal. It's just that this person didn't abide by the confidentiality agreement and reaped what he sowed. 3 little sheep who drank human blood. We truly owe the Luo Group an apology. The next day, those who had previously stood guard and cursed the Luo Group were as humiliated now as they had been arrogant before. Many of them were taken away by Uncle Hat police for education, and after being released, they all returned to the Luo Group to do voluntary labor. There was no other way. They had made a mess downstairs at the Luo Group headquarters, with paint all over the floor and walls. Now, they needed to clean it up themselves. At this point, many security guards came to stop them, for no other reason. These people were highly destructive, but their recovery ability was no different from a snail's. One of the former ringleaders quickly said, "Just let us do something for our actions. Otherwise, I can't sleep at night." He wasn't lying. Last night, he had been sleepless, frequently getting up to slap himself and say, "I really deserve to die." The Luo Group's security personnel were now in high spirits, a stark contrast to their previous aggrieved demeanor. "You should all leave quickly. Our manager said your work is too unprofessional. The more you wipe, the dirtier it gets. We've already hired professionals." That ringleader was in tears. They had treated the Luo Group so badly, and now they weren't even letting them work, having hired professional cleaners for them. He really wanted to cry to death. Life returned to its usual routine, and Lin Ran resumed his daily task of bringing meals to Lu Yao. These days, Lin Ran had been pondering 2 questions. First, what exactly caused Lu Yao's personality? Why had she become like this? Second, should he go to the Chen family to acknowledge his relatives? Chen Qingtian had already asked Wu Zhishang to contact him several times. This evening, after Lin Ran and Lu Yao finished their battle, Lin Ran asked Lu Yao for her opinion. When in doubt, ask your wife. A very wise choice. If Lu Yao didn't want him to acknowledge his relatives, then he wouldn't. "Aran, you belong to me alone. What do you need other relatives for?" Lu Yao's answer was very Lu Yao. Lin Ran was both amused and exasperated. "All right, I'll listen to you. Regardless of whether that matter is true or false, I won't do the test. It's fine not to acknowledge these relatives." Seeing Lin Ran so obedient, Lu Yao directly took out a folder and handed it to Lin Ran. "No need to do it. I had someone do it long ago. You are indeed a Chun family member. This report was just delivered today. A kinship test was actually more troublesome than a paternity test. How did you get their DNA? Is that even question? As long as I want it, I can get it." Lin Ran took the file, shaking his head with a wry smile. "All right, who made you Lu Yao? You are my most amazing wife." Lin Ran opened the kinship test report. It was indeed true. "Ran, remember, although they are related to you by blood, they absolutely cannot take away your love. All your love belongs to me." Lin Ran, "Of course. At most, I'll meet them for a meal, ask about my mother, and I promise you I come home every night to be with you, and I won't go looking for Lu Rushua. Tell me, have I kept my word? Luo Yao shook her head. No, you haven't. You looked for Lu Rushua. Lynn ran. She was the one who looked for me, okay? I never actively sought her out. I ran. If you dare to return to the Chun family. Lynn ran immediately raised 3 fingers. Luo Yao, I will only be by your side in this lifetime. Whether it's the Chun family or the Lin family, they're not as important as you. If I lie to you, my whole family. May my son be born without a P.Y. anus. Luo Yao was silent for a moment, then said that sentence again. She needed constant reassurance to feel at ease. Aran, I need confirmation. I love you for a lifetime. Luo Yao felt at ease, and the two embraced and slept. The next day, Lin Ran had Wu Zhishang deliver the file to Chen Qingtian. My wife has already had it tested. It is indeed as Chen Qingtian said. Tell her, I acknowledge the kinship, but I won't be returning to the Chun family. I'm a bit busy, and my wife can't be without me for a day. When I have time later, I will meet with the Chun family. Wu Zhishang felt like he was witnessing something unprecedented. No matter how busy one was, surely there was time to go back for a meeting. Brother Lin, Shun Jingbing is in trouble again. This time it's not small. Lu Rushue seems to want to sue him, saying Shun Jingbing trespassed in her dormitory, intimidated her, and so on. Lin Ran patted Wu Zhishang's shoulder. Brother, these things can be handled by a lawyer. You know where Su Kai's law firm is. Just send 1 or 2 lawyers. That's enough. Do you know what kind of people can't defend themselves? What kind? Poor people. Lin Ran's answer was very realistic. After thinking for a moment, he added, we are rich people. Money can solve all the troubles in this world. At this moment, Wu Zhishang seemed to have opened a gate of wisdom. Brother Lin, I think we can increase the investment in our short videos. Lin Ran nodded with satisfaction. You finally caught on. Go ahead. Your bro is so poor, he only has his wife and money left. The wife is mine. You can spend the money as you please. You can't spend it all anyway. Wu Zhishang, are you even speaking human language? Many things happen every day. Some are ordinary, some are bizarre, some are troublesome, some are desperate. For example, this day was a desperate and painful one for Lin Tianba. He had repaid 2 bank loans, then faced a wave of tenants/buyers backing out. He was completely overwhelmed. Construction sites had also stopped work. Houses hadn't been sold, and those previously bought were now being returned. New shareholders in the company were continuously demanding bankruptcy liquidation. He was already at his wit's end. Take Lu Rushue, for example. This was a troublesome day for her. Regarding her accusation against Shun Jingbing, she went to the Uncle Hat's police, but they directly asked her for evidence, which Lu Rushue couldn't produce. She wanted Shun Jingbing to be locked up forever, but who knew the Uncle Hats told her that even if Shun Jingbing hit her, at most it would be a few days of detention and a fine. Imprisonment was impossible. Lu Rushue went to a medical institution for an injury assessment, and the result was minor injury, which didn't meet the standard for a criminal case at all. Coupled with insufficient evidence and Shun Jingbing's staunch denial, Lu Rushue watched helplessly as he swaggered out of the police station. Just because she got in a Lin Ran's Ferrari that one time, how did she incur this guy's grudge? And if you were to talk about who stole the keys, it wasn't her, Lu Rushue, it was Lin Jian. Lu Rushue broke down. She knew Shun Jingbing would definitely come looking for her again. For Luo Yao, it was an ordinary day with an unordinary event, because today she was going on a business trip, a real business trip. Luo's Pharmaceuticals' latest achievement, a drug capable of revolutionizing the entire medical field, was about to be launched. As the group's leader, Luo Yao needed to be present to sign a very important licensing agreement. She was very reluctant to be separated from Lin Ran, but there was no choice. For Lin Ran, this was a bizarre day. Not only was it the first time since his rebirth that he would be separated from Luo Yao for an entire night, but something also happened that completely overturned his worldview. The last time Luo Yao went back to the old residence, she unexpectedly rushed back in the middle of the night, but this time Lin Ran knew clearly that Luo Yao definitely wouldn't be back tonight. Lying on the soft, large bed, Lin Ran tossed and turned, unable to sleep at all. He had gotten used to falling asleep holding Luo Yao every night. With Luo Yao not at home, he suddenly felt unaccustomed to it. Meow. A cat's cry woke Lin Ran from the little sleepiness he had left. Lin Ran got up and went to the balcony. Can't you sleep either? Little Black. Meow. My sleep quality is excellent. What was that? Did this cat speak? No, it didn't speak. It was still meowing. But Lin Ran seemed to have heard it speak in his mind, and he understood what it said. What the hell? Disclaimer. No cultivation, no superpowers, no high martial arts, no systems, no war. Warm reminder, be sure to read these next few chapters carefully. You, why does it seem like I can hear your inner voice? Meow. Little Black's inner voice came again. Little Black. Because I want you to hear it. Lynn ran. Aren't you curious why you were able to be reborn? Lynn Rant's eyes widened, looking at Little Black in disbelief. This time he was sure. He had indeed heard Little Black's inner voice. His worldview collapsed at this moment. Even with his rebirth, he had never been this shocked. And Little Black also knew he was a reincarnator. Who exactly are you? Little Black. You can understand me as the cat that created this world. Lynn Ran was silent. So you're the novel author? Meow, Little Black. Don't talk nonsense. This isn't a novel world, but a real world. This meow can't tell you the reason yet, but one thing is, this meow gave you the chance to be reborn. Lynn Ran indicated he didn't understand. Little Black, let me ask you, do you love Lu Yao? Nonsense. Even if I don't love you, I have to love her. Little Black was forcibly fed a mouthful of dog food, public display of affection. All right, since you're willing to be with Lu Yao, this meow will reluctantly grant you 3 wishes, provided they are related to time. Lynn Ran, for example, you can plant a seed, and then I can make it grow instantly. So, is this a cultivation or superpower world? Little Black had a speechless expression. No. Do you think this is writing a novel? Cultivation? Why don't you just ascend to heaven? This world has no cultivation, no superpowers, no high martial arts. There's only me, possessing some abilities related to time. The rest of the billions of people on Earth are ordinary people. You should think about your wishes. Lynn Ran expressed that he understood less and less. All right, my wish is to give me a system, the kind that rewards loving my wife. Little Black, you damn. That's too difficult for a cat. Such things simply don't exist. Remember, wishes can only be related to time. Lynn Ran thought to himself, what wishes could I possibly have that need you to fulfill? Now he had food to eat, drink to drink, a beautiful wife, and... Wait, hadn't he always wanted to understand Lu Yao better? A wish related to time. Can you turn back time then? Of course. Otherwise, do you think you're really a reincarnator? Lynn Ran was shocked. What did that mean? Had he not been reborn? Was it just Little Black rewinding time to this current period? Little Black. That's right, it's just as you think. However, doing such a major rewind has greatly reduced my abilities, so I can't stay in other timelines for long anymore. If you want to turn back time, my ability can at most let you stay in that space-time for 12 hours. After 12 hours, we must come back, or we'll both die. Lynn Ran was astounded. He never thought such a magical thing could actually happen. Last question, why do I still have memories? Little Black, you're asking a bit too much. This meow will answer you one last time, because I didn't rewind your brain cells. Lynn Ran, I didn't expect you to be quite scientific. So, which time do you want to rewind to? Lynn Ran, I want to see Lu Yao's childhood. Let's choose the time of Lu Yao's childhood. He urgently wanted to know why Lu Yao had her current personality. He didn't have a chance before. Now he wanted to see. Fine, get ready. We're leaving soon. So urgent. Little Black, what else? Hurry up. You're dilly-dallying like a sissy. Then, let's go. An evening in late autumn. The temperature in the greater Xin'an range was very low. Although it wasn't snowing, Lin Ran was still shivering from the cold. Looking at the towering pine trees before him, Lin Ran looked around. Meow, Little Black, you came too. Nonsense, if I don't come, who will bring you back? Little Black meowed, but Lin Ran could understand its inner voice. Where is Lu Yao? If you think a cute meow can answer your question, then you're mistaken. Lin Ran had a dark expression. Aren't you some kind of creator? You can't even answer such a simple question. Does a creator necessarily know everything? Then let me ask you, do you know what every single bacterium on your body is doing? Lin Ran was speechless. He found he had somewhat overestimated Little Black. So what now? If you think I'm a smart cat, then I'll tell you, you're mistaken. How would I know what to do? Lin Ran was so angry he wanted to vomit blood, and also wanted to curse. A cat. For your answer, I can only give you 8. 5 points because I'm a bit 5 speechless. A pun. We use sounds like 5 language and means speechless. Lin Ran thought that having this magical journey through time was worth living for. He searched around, but this place clearly looked like some deep, old forest, the kind you couldn't walk out of in 3 days and 3 nights. A few faint scolding sounds came through. Lin Ran paused, searching for the direction of the sound, and finally, in a patch of grass, he saw the scene below a cliff. At this moment, a man with a stern face was holding a long whip, reprimanding a group of children. There were boys and girls among them, their clothes tattered and torn. Would Luo Yao be among them? Remember, most of you will die in a dozen years or so. Only one person can survive and become the family's guardian. So, to survive, there is only one rule. Constantly become stronger, constantly learn, constantly kill. There are no relatives here, no friends, no emotions. Now, it's this month's assessment. Next, everyone will draw lots and fight in pairs. Life or death doesn't matter. Only those who remain will be qualified to live. I will draw a combat zone for each pair. During your confrontation, you cannot leave this zone. Lynn ran sucked in a cold breath. Those children, they looked like they were only a few years old. Some were even still toddling. Yet they were captured for this kind of cruel and inhuman training, a life and death struggle. What kind of deranged person was doing this? After his rebirth, his mentality had become very resilient, but seeing this, he still couldn't help but feel a chill in his heart. He saw a small, thin boy, covered in dirt, who was very unlucky to have drawn a stout, robust-looking chubby kid at least 3 or 4 years older than him. The disparity was obvious at a glance. Lin Ran felt sorry for the little boy, but he didn't plan to intervene. After all, he could only stay here for 12 hours, and he had to hurry and find Luo Yao. However, after observing for a long time, Lin Ran didn't find anyone looking like Luo Yao among them. Until the crowd below the cliff dispersed, Lin Ran also left silently. 12 hours. Little Black was unreliable. He could only try his luck. This place was in the middle of nowhere, with no chance of getting out. Are you sure Luo Yao is in this area? Little Black, if you doubt me, we'll go back right now. Damn, why are you so irritable? Little Black, because I'm a cat that can't stand even a little bit of grievance.